Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first session of Tales of Aldha. Here we are. We are ready to go. This is session 1, and you guys are starting it off right. So you guys have just been gifted a full team inspiration. So every one of you has a point of inspiration that you can use right out the gate. Basically, if you roll really bad, you can use that inspiration and say, "No, you know what? I want to do that again." Save it for what you think is a clutch moment. But here we are. I am very excited. I've got a wonderful group of players here, and this is session 1, baby. Session 1. For those in the audience, I hope you enjoy watching these great players do what they do best. We've got a wonderful batch of experienced and kind of newer players, some folks coming back from a long hiatus, so it is really going to be a wonderful breadth of players. We've got a lot of art here courtesy of the illustrious and wonderful D-Dead, and we've also got the logo of Tales of Aldha, courtesy of Sexiest Potato. So, cool little thing here, and I got to set up with a little overlay to kind of commemorate the occasion. So, what I usually do is I have everybody introduce themselves and their characters at the start of a session. Now, I'd like to do the character introductions once we're actually in the game proper, so that we can take a moment and really ham it up and have some fun with it. But at the very least, if everybody's feeling comfortable with it, shall we perhaps go around the table and just introduce ourselves real quick? Let's see. Let's start with one of our fellow streamers here, Marlon.
Hello, I am Marlon. I'm not muted, am I?
You're good.
Okay, good. I'm Marlon. I am fellow streamer D&D man, who's very excited playing this game. I'm playing Drax, the Hobgoblin Artificer. I'm very excited to get stuck in.
We can introduce our character too. Let's go Zell. Ribbons, sorry.
Oh, I'm
Force
sorry.
of habit.
Was I not supposed to do that?
It's totally fine, dude. Totally fine.
I didn't hear what the introduction was supposed to be. I'm sorry, man. I was focused on the cowboy hat being tilted.
Hi all, I'm Ribbons. I will be playing Zell, Halfling Ranger.
How about you, Ray?
I'm Ray. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch as well. I really enjoy playing a lot of D&D as well, and tonight I'll be playing Flynn Rancaster.
Excellent. How about you next, Oddman?
Hi, I'm Odd. I was an avid player of D&D a long time ago, and then I took a long break. So I'm back in it. And I will be playing Hetty, Halfling Warlock.
All right. And let's last have Stoic introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Stoic. I'll be playing Grom, the Paladin. I'm also another streamer on here. Just random games, lots of RPGs, so this is right up my alley.
And for those that don't know me, I'm the Lord Baron. I am a kind of RPG gaming variety streamer, but I do a whole lot of tabletop. It's my real passion, and tabletop is what actually got me into streaming in the first place. So I'd thought to myself a while back, I'd love to really put together something that has some straightforward, just fantasy storytelling beats, but something that we could play with a little more and, use this to bring in that next generation of great players. And I've got them here. We got experienced players, we got players coming back, we got some new folks, and I think this is going to be an opportunity just for everybody to tell a story, have some fun, grow, and, at moments when we feel empowered to do so, step out of our comfort zone and try something new with a character. All right. Let me see. Any announcements for this channel? Legends of Kralos is going to continue to be on a hiatus, but you lovely folks will get to enjoy these wonderful players every other week on Monday. So we are planning to start 6:30 p.m. Setup took a little longer than expected this time, but now we've got it dialed in, so it'll be just a real quick sound check and stuff, and we can rock and roll. We will not be playing Divine Beasts or Horde of the Dragon Queen this weekend. I've got some live stuff coming up, but everything else will be going as usual. So, and this will be a thing to mention because I did not get a chance to speak about this, so my apologies. Inspiration. No matter how many you have at the end of the session, you only get to carry one inspiration over. You can have up to 3 inspiration at a time. So if our people in the audience are feeling very generous. They can use their channel points to get you some inspiration, help you out with some rolls. But just bear in mind that you can only carry 1 over, 3 total. That limit does not apply to the numbered die inspirations. D4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The audience can gift you those, and you can add those to your rolls. And if you sell it to me real good, I might even let you cash in more than 1 of those on a roll. So bear that in mind. And if you do have numbered inspiration dice at the end of the session that you did not use, let me know, because I've got a little house rule, a little bonus that I give you guys with that. And lastly, in case you haven't seen the end of any of my D&D streams, what we do at the end of the session as a means of calling people in and lifting each other up is we choose one person. It doesn't have to be it's not like a contest, but just choosing somebody that does something fun, something cool, something that you really liked or that resonated with you. And we call each other in, lift each other up, and give a little bonus EXP, a courtesy that we extend to the audience as well, as you'll get a chance to vote. And lastly, to the audience, if you are feeling generous with your Baron Bucks, you can give them numbered inspiration die, full inspiration die, or a draw from the tarot deck if you're feeling saucy.
Ooh.
And in the nature of transparency and honesty, I actually did recently go back through the tarot deck, and it's all good stuff for you guys now. There's nothing that's going to screw you guys over or be overly detrimental anymore. Because I
I'm
figured
excited.
they should be helping you guys out and lifting you up on your journey, as I am actively enough pushing all of you down. All right. So with that, let's settle in, grab a drink, grab a snack, and buckle up, kids, because we're about to begin tonight's tale. If I could get a little background music, just the regular playlist, and we'll get this party started.
Hi.
Gotcha.
And thank you again.
Guest.
And BT Dubs, Drax, please take an additional point of inspiration from me. A thank you from me for handling the music. All right.
Sorry, Nick. There's two here. I wanted to make sure. Did you want downtime, or did you want you wanted downtime? That's the only one I can
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Downtime will be the kind of regular one. There's downtime, battle, and creepy/dungeon.
Gotcha.
Someday
Yeah,
I'll
this
get
is
my
creepy/dungeon moment.
Not yet. Soon. Alrighty. Is it playing?
No, it's not. Here, I was
Oh,
getting a
looks like it's
little-
just cute. Okay.
Yeah, right. There we go.
Once more with feeling. Doesn't
This
seem
is
to
why
like
we
it.
have multiple music bots.
Let's try Fred Boat. Maybe
We'll
Fred
try
Boat.
Fred Pro Premium.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. Excellent. So everybody take a moment. You can adjust the volume to where you're comfortable. All right. So with that, let us begin our tale. It is a quiet evening in a meadow along the sweeping green fields of Sostagaria. The cool evening breeze grants respite against the lingering heat from the summer's rays dying down as the sun dips below the horizon in the distance. For the sun sets and rises each day, a new beginning at each dawn, as time marches forward like an endless procession of tomorrows. It is the end of our day in which we find our beginning. Not the beginning of all things, but merely a beginning. For in Aldha, there are many tales woven into the tapestry of fate. Each thread has its own beginning, traces its own path, but together becomes something more. Legends that stand the test of time. And so it would be now with our heroes on this evening. An evening like so many others. You can hear the ambient sound of birds and nature. An almost soothing moment as the caravan that you've been traveling with these past several weeks for varying amounts of time as each of you have joined, finally settles in for the evening. Crackling fires cast shadows and light to almost dance, shape-shifting before your eyes as the day's fatigue, the weight of your travels, bears down upon you. And it's there, in that moment, when you finally get a chance to sit down to rest just a bit, that you look around at the people, the other members of the caravan, folk from all walks of life, all sharing one common destination, the northern city of Bellestrade. But looking around, one who has no doubt caught an amount of attention, at least in the time they first joined, though they haven't been there quite as long as some others. Drax, can you please describe yourself?
Oh, you're making me go first? No. Alright. I would say that at this moment, you said this was evening?
That is
towards
correct.
the end of the day? Okay. Towards the end of the day, Drax is probably sitting by one of the campfires, a little closer than most others, getting cold, used to a much warmer climate, and is fiddling with a kind of wand-looking focus, but it's kind of weird. It has strange little notches, like runes have been carved into it and then drawn over again and then drawn in. He's about 5'8", has kind of bright red, startling skin, like he's had really bad sunburn, but it's just a consistent hue. He wears a small hat that's curved at the edges and has a little small piece of brass embedded in the center. A very long, kind of rougher looking coat that looks like it's been through both stains of sea as well as like dirt and mud, and very well traveled. And yeah, besides that, I can't think of much else. Anything else I missed, Nick?
Sounds good to me. Now, Drax, you look around and you can see so many of the other folks around you. But your gaze goes over to one who at least had traveled with you for a small time. Grom, can you please describe your character?
Grom's an older gentleman, probably nearing the middle age, about a little later than that. Very plain, short for the red rain hair on his head and beard adorning his face. About 5'11", so a little on the taller side. He's crouched not terribly far from Drax, rubbing his knee, and through the this kind of old armor he's wearing, chainmail with a large torn up coat kind of pulled over the rest of it. He's grumbling about the night cold kind of bothering his leg a little.
Now, as you're grumbling a bit about the weather, you kind of continue sort of rubbing that pain out of your leg, those old wounds. It's been a thing where you feel it so much more, even more so with each passing year. But one thing that years have done is they've given you a level of experience, expertise. And your eyes flicker over to another man who seems to be no stranger to the ways of fighting. Flynn, can you please describe your character?
So Flynn is just kind of sitting in the side of the caravan, and he's wearing like chainmail, but he's also got just kind of a long sleeve tunic over top of it, and he's wearing gloves, and he seems to be kind of like he almost looks like he's fidgeting. He's got his thumb in the palm of his left thumb in the palm of his right hand, he's like wincing a little bit, almost as if he's probably got a wound there or something. But he's wearing a cloak, and he's just kind of got it pulled up as he's just kind of resting, and he's got kind of shoulder length blonde hair, and just he has sort of an anxious look on his face because he doesn't really know what he expects to find when the caravan finally makes it to its destination.
But your thoughts lay there of the caravan, its destination, the folks you've been with for some time, and you think just for a moment of one of your companions that's been here for some while with you on the road. As you look over to Zell, can you please describe your character?
Yes, Zell is tall for halfling. She stands at about 3 foot 3 inches. She has similar shoulder length blonde hair. Her outfit is made of what appears to be some kind of leaves and leather straps that might seem a little bit, that make her seem a little out of place compared to
Okay, do not.
cat. She is not accustomed to traveling with a lot of people, so she's currently going through her bag of herbs, just kind of taking stock of what she has available, and otherwise seems to be enjoying herself.
And it's relaxing, if tiring, in this moment. Having been traveling cross-country for so long, you really are just starting to feel that fatigue settling in. But that exhaustion gnaws at you. With a yawn, you look over and you notice another companion that's been there, at least for a small while, in the caravan. Hetty, can you please describe your character?
So Hetty is a tall, sturdy girl. About 6'2", I believe I put her height. Her gear does not look as maybe polished as some other people's. It's, if you kind of know what you're looking for, it's modified, like working class people's. Like the armor is, if you kind of know what you're looking for, it's like leather working aprons, like a workman's apron, just modified. Her tools, she's got an axe and a hammer, obviously modified farmer's tools. Feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe she jumped into things a little too soon. Maybe she should have done a little more research before she left home. But she's here now and she's going to try to make the best of it. Overwhelmed but optimistic. She's fiddling with some things in her bag. She wants to sharpen her axe. And looking around, she wants to start a conversation with folks, but is also processing a lot.
The journey hasn't been a perilous one, but it's often said that further north, you hit an area where you're reaching the kind of last bastions of Northern Ryland, not yet within the safety of the immediacy of Bellestrade, and not quite in the safety of the capital Sostagaria. And it's there, even on the gold roads, that things can happen. And so it is that caravans going across Ryland have become a bit more of a common sight in times of late. Of course, with the events that have happened in the world, the terrible curse that racked the southern Ryland kingdom of Lucide, the curse of Samhain, the destabilization in the Free Isles of Jahara, and the recent liberation of Kassan, the world itself is a dangerous and ever-changing place. But so it's always been here in the world of Aldha. Things change, borders are rewritten, legends grow and rise. But the day grows late and there's something. Maybe it was just the long walk, the trek across the lands, or something in the air, but there's this comfort almost blanketing you. As unable to fight it, you each just drift off into a comfortable, peaceful slumber. And you all see it, unbeknownst to one another. In your dreams, a flash of white. Strangers surrounding you. A feeling of camaraderie. Another flash. You see a great city. High walls standing as part of the mountains themselves. Lined with cannons. Great spires towering above them, snow-capped peaks in the distance. Another flash. Surrounded by others, you can't make them out, mere silhouettes in your mind. But you're in an area, a hall, a reception. You think. You see a man in his later years, looking over a large tome, smoking a pipe. Something about the scent of the leaves. There's a certain allure, but you can't quite... But as soon as you begin to grasp it, the image slips away. You see green forests, canopies spreading as far as you can see. Almost as though you wonder for a moment if there is an end. Another flash. Deep caves tunneled into the earth. The stench of iron and blood permeating through the air. And there, once more, everything grows flooded in white. And you're in an open cavern. The sprawling roof lined with stalactites, their long shadows stretching along the dome shape of the space. A great fire rages in the center, and a hulking frame, enshrouded in a shadow, so long and wide that you can't tell where the shade ends and the creature begins. And you see almost a detail standing out. A broad maw, fangs dripping with blood, wicked claws and eyes wide with malice. It fades, but you feel something almost emotional, sensory even. The heat of the flames. A palpable fear of looking upon a great and terrible predator. You can smell the iron, the blood, and your breath quickening, as though you've been fighting against something, but you can't tell what it is. But suddenly, you all snap awake. It's morning the next day. You can hear a call, a voice speaking. Right, up then. Got no time to dilly-dally. Got a long day's journey ahead of us. You can see going around, the figure of Malin is a dwarf with a hood and a patchwork cloak and armor, usually keeping his face hidden by that cloak, but that long bushy beard sticks out. Bit of a gruff bastard, but friendly enough, and at the very least is the closest thing that the caravan has to a leader. Let me know if that loads for you guys.
Oh, I see it.
I see it.
Alas, I cannot show it on stream because I don't own this artwork, but...
dwarf, did you say, Nick? Or
He is dwarf, yes.
nice.
I don't see any.
Let me try one more. Are you in roll 20 right now?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the art. Yeah, that's where he popped
Oh,
up. the
okay.
art.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Excellent.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't. One thing I've started doing is I'll grab some visual cues just for my players, but I don't own the art, so I can't show it on stream. But that's just a little something I wanted to do for you guys. But you all awaken, and as you open your eyes, vision blurry at least for a moment, you begin to start to wake up, to come to your senses. The collection of wagons and other people around you. Your vision begins to come into focus, the trees dotting the land. Horses lazily grazing upon the grass and cool winds blowing by, the leaves dancing upon them from the trees up above. Many of the others are still resting, just kind of waking up. Journey's been long, and longer yet to arrive where you're going to go. But each of you awaken from this very real, very impactful dream. And each of you had the same one. But morning comes and everybody is waking up, making preparations to leave. What are all of you doing? Let's first check in with Drax.
Just waking up in the morning. I think that Drax is going to get up, look inside of his extremely heavy backpack, which sort of clanks and jingles when he picks it up as if there's a bunch of stuff inside. He starts to organize it. He's gonna scuff a small little circle that he drew around the place where he was sleeping, and pick up a few little tiny, what look like shiny stones or crystals, and put them in little pockets inside of his jacket. And then he's probably gonna walk over to Marlin to ask him some questions, most likely. But I'll wait until everybody else has described how they get up.
Excellent. Let's check in next with Grom.
Just gonna kind of, once he gets his bearings, just kind of sit up and just, right then, shite. And he gets up and kind of
Like
dusts
man
himself
noises.
off and grabs his gear. He takes an especially long moment to just check over his sword and shield. Really out of place in their design with the rather old soldiery look of his armor, where he patches everything, makes sure he has a journal still tied to his hip. He's going to go and kind of just look around, see who else might be getting up a little slower before going over. Just, hi, come on, time to go.
Hearing other people awaken, let's break our pattern, shall we? Hetty, what are you doing as you wake up?
Okay, so about what time in the morning is it?
Still fairly early. The sun has risen, but it's still pretty early on. I would say, it's summertime, so it rises early. I'd say probably at roughly 7-ish.
Okay. Well, Hetty's been awake. She's got that farm girl morning schedule nonsense. So she's been up. Got up, ready. It's a new day. It's been a lot of anxiety, but we're gonna do great today. And gets up, does some warm-ups, does her stretches, goes for a little jog, and is back looking over, do I want to start food? Thinking about it.
Excellent. All right. And Flynn, what are you doing?
I'm about to sound a little bit like a copycat. Yes. Flynn wakes up and kind of gets up, rolls his bedroll back up, sets it next to like his warhammer and the rest of his stuff that he placed by a tree, and then he kind of like does some stretches and stuff, and then
Oh, yeah.
decides to take a nice little morning a nice little morning jog like he used to do back
Oh,
in his,
yeah.
like his soldiering days back in the early mornings,
Fucking
just to
shit,
get his
bro.
blood pumping.
Tell you what, as you go
You
out,
want to go on a jog together?
yeah, you notice that Hetty is also preparing to go on the jog. The two of you having a moment where you share a glance and realize you're of like mind.
Good morning.
Morning.
I see you're.
You-
It's nice to have another early riser.
Oh yeah. This is old hat to me. You. Yes.
Oh yeah, we get up early on the farm all the time.
Ah, farm. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't exactly take you for a soldier right off the bat. I'm an ex-soldier, so my morning calisthenics routine is kind of the normal thing for me to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna go take a little jog over there if you want to join me.
Oh yeah, sounds good. Let's get to it.
All right. All right. Well, when you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go.
There's a couple more leg stretches.
She's like jogging in place, lightly waiting for you to be ready, and when you're ready, they go.
All right,
I would like
well, let's
both.
get on the way. Do a couple of laps around the camp. You gotta be good.
Excellent. So as they're kind of running around, you happen to run right by Zell for a second. Zell, what are you doing?
Zell wakes up thinking about what she saw during the dream. She decides to calm her nerves a little bit. Goes on a little walk
Hey.
around the area just to see what kind of plants and vegetation are in the area. Stopping just to look at little grasshoppers in the backside of ferns or grass. Just looking for any kind of interesting flowers or medicinal type herbs that she's not really familiar with since it's a new area. And after a bit, she just, comes back to the camp and sees what other people are up to and asks them, about the dream, about the huge hulking figure, if they had seen the same thing, and what they thought it might have been, what it meant, what it might mean.
Excellent. So tell you how I'd like to do this. Let's say, can you first can you roll for me? Let's go survival, because I'd like to see if you maybe find something while you're out there.
I will. Okay.
First roll of the game.
Here we are.
If I can remember how to roll. Okay, here we go. I rolled a 22.
So there
Fucking
are
Rangers.
actually some there's some friss ready that you can find. It's kind of a little lower. You can see between some trees there's a little kind of indent in the land where there's a small little creek running, and growing along the base of it, it's kind of a leafier thing with a few bulbs on it. It is said to have some small medicinal properties that you might be able to grind it up with some other ingredients to make healing potions or other things. Let's say there's enough that you can get one bundle, which would be enough to make a potion of healing if you have a bottle and maybe a couple other ingredients.
So we'll carefully harvest it then, taking care to preserve the bulbs and the leaves, not to damage them. She'll carefully place them in a pouch in her backpack.
Excellent. Now, as you take a bit of time gathering up some of the foliage in that area, you head back and you can see that everybody's kind of getting awake. There's a little more bustle going on, and your mind, it lingers on that dream. And you've been traveling with a few of these people, so this is a question. All right, Zell, who here have you gotten to know during your time with the caravan?
Zell would talk to Flynn first. Zell and Flynn had spent some time together on the way to this caravan, where they had gotten to know each other a little bit. So Zell would approach Flynn and, Flynn, I just had the most ridiculous, at times scary dream. What was your night like?
Oh. I had a, I want to say, somewhat, I guess, unpleasant dream as well.
Is this while we're jogging by and she stops us?
Let's say that she, given that you guys were jogging a bit and she was harvesting, maybe this is at the tail end of your jog. You see somebody's approaching Flynn and speaking to him, but I've got a question for you, Zell. Are you trying to keep this in like a low whisper, or are you just kind of casually talking?
I'm not trying to keep it secret at all. Just a casual conversation, which others might hear it as well.
Excellent. All right. So, Hetty, you absolutely could kind of hear what's being spoken about right here.
All right. She's like lightly jogging in place. She's like, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Do you want me to wait for you, Flynn, or should I just go on ahead?
No, you're good to go on if you want, Hetty.
All right. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean a dream? Sorry. Oh yeah, she's gonna go on ahead. Then, sorry.
Oh no! Hey, no worries.
It's been a chaotic day, and like it's been a very chaotic day, so I'm a little. It's my apologies. She's gonna say, "All right, hell yeah, all right, I'll see you at camp. Bye." And then she runs on.
Excellent.
Bye.
Couple quick things to note. Full team inspiration, courtesy of Sexiest Potatoes, so you all have another point of inspo. And a third one for Zell specifically. The audience is loving you guys tonight. So Zell... Oh, sorry.
I've had some disturbing dreams during my time fighting wars out there, but that was different. There was a whole lot of weird imagery. I didn't understand it all. What?
Yeah, given that there were different. Well, we moved through a forest. We found ourselves in a cave. I wonder if it might be some kind of portent that of our journey ahead. Maybe it's some kind of a vision.
And then there was a shadowy beast. It seemed to be covered in blood, but you couldn't really tell what it was. Did we have the same dream, Zell?
We did, and that sounds exactly like the same dream I had. I wonder, I can't help but wonder what that means. Why would we have the same dream?
Why indeed? I wonder. We all seem to be heading to the same place. I've seen some weird things in my time, but I think something might be drawing us towards that place in Sostagaria.
I'm not sure myself. This is a long ways from my home. I've never been this far. This seems to be, from what you've told me, this seems to be somewhat of your backyard in a way, of your home territory. Have you ever heard of similar events in your life?
Hey, Flynn. I'd like you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Okay. Here we go.
Nani?
Oh, that's a bad one. Got a nat 1.
Okay,
It's
would
not
you
a
like to
wise
make this a
man.
catastrophic failure?
Yeah. Sure, let's do it.
So, a quick little reminder, I know we talked about this a bit before, but here's the thing. In battle, nat 1s suck. They happen. You fumble something. But in a roleplay moment, a nat 1 can make for interesting storytelling. And that's exactly what
Exactly
I'm
what's
about.
happening here.
Okay.
Yay, Ray, good job.
Let's tell you what. Go ahead and take 50 experience for this. I try to scale it up as we level, so I know it doesn't seem like much now, but it's only 300 to level.
Yeah. No, that's a lot.
So there's a moment, Flynn, where Zell asks, "This place is like your backyard, right?" And the words, "Just like your backyard, right? Right," seems to echo. And you look around, your face flushes, growing hot without even thinking about it, and you almost instinctively start to draw that hood up, down over your eyes to mask yourself. You look around. How many others are here, Flynn? How many others could know? But they couldn't possibly, right? You're so far from that place. But then again, you've found trouble in so many different places that you wouldn't expect. Who's to say this couldn't be another one? And there's a fear that begins to settle in. Your heart's not racing, but bump, 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 bump. Picking up just a little more. Every movement catching a flicker of your eye just a little bit faster. You're on edge. And you're not sure when you're going to come down. I'd like to roll something real quick. Let's have a little fun with this, shouldn't we? Zell begins to, Zell continues to speak to you for a bit. But you open your mouth, almost trying to speak as you look around. Everybody's around you. Who could be watching? What do they know? What could they possibly know? And as you try to formulate a response, you find yourself unable to. In fact, not even a coherent word seems to come out of your mouth.
Who am I? This place. As he's just like scanning around, thinking to himself, "We've been with these people a while. They don't. What do they know? Are they just waiting for a good opportunity?" Sorry, Zell. I need. I'm sorry. I need a breather. And he's just gonna kind of like quickly run off a little bit, try to like disappear behind a tree to like catch his breath for a minute.
I'm going to go ahead and send you a little private message, but let's turn our attention to Drax again for a moment. So, Drax,
okay.
Could you please confirm what again you were doing?
He was mainly packing up, making sure he had everything, nothing's been lost or stolen. And now he's looking around, slightly hungry. He watched Hetty and like Flynn go running, or not Flynn. Excuse me, Grom. He wanted to go and talk to Grom actually because they met each other like a couple days ago. He's the most familiar looking person around here. And he comes over to Grom and he sort of sits down and he just goes, "Are you you doing all right there? You seem a little is it like bothering you, Grom?"
Oh, it's just a old war injury. Can't even say it was a real war. Like a scuffle between some bigwigs.
That's always what it seems to be, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Say, you hungry? I'm starving.
I am hungry, yeah, and also, I want to eat, do you see those two going for a run? I need food before I run, friend.
I
Tired just
can't
think.
even think of running this.
I'm
early.
tired just thinking about it. By the way, this is a old middle-aged man and then like a young fucking hob, and I love that they're both still tired of shit even in the morning. What time is it? Like 7 in the morning?
Give or take, it's getting a little.
Oh yeah, cool.
Time's
Okay,
going a
awesome.
little bit, but still pretty early morning.
Yeah. Does anyone have any eggs or anything that we can make? I'm so tired of fucking rations.
Well, let's scrounge about a little. See who wants to donate to the public today. And he's gonna like lift up a ladle from the stuff he was rummaging in, and just be like, "Who wants food? Can't promise it'll be good, but you can eat it."
There's a few people that kind of look up. Please go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
He's so good.
17.
There's a few people, common folk, that seem to be traveling up, and they cautiously make their way over, mumbling amongst themselves. Along with them, you can see this Eladrin who approaches, thin, kind of golden brown skin and reddish curly hair, wearing a tunic shaped of leaves, and they got an ornate bow kind of slung up on their back, and they look around and they're like, "Can't promise it'll be good? Well, couldn't hurt, right?"
I'll make you no promises, but it will get you through the day.
"Oh, what are you fixing to cook then?"
It's Eladrin, Nick, you mean?
Yep.
As an elf? Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Graham's gonna kind of look down at the supplies and just goes, "Food."
I'll go see what I can find in the forest for you, Grom. Doesn't
Appreciate Drax.
doesn't quite acknowledge the Eladrin, just sort of pretends they didn't hear, and he's gonna go into the forest, see if he can find any small like squirrels or rabbits they could use for meat.
And you can kind of see that actually the numbers have thinned off. I'll tell you what, can you, Grom, roll me an insight check, please.
Insight. Ooh, that was almost worse. Got 11.
It doesn't take much to know that Eladrin, being of elvish descent, often garner a bit of suspicion. But this one here doesn't seem to mind it. You're not sure what that reason is, but it's almost like they kind of expect. And as you kind of think on it, wherever they've kind of been in the caravan, it's almost like those scenes when you like watch an aquarium and there's like one really big fish and all the other fish kind of leave like a bubble of emptiness around it. That's kind of how things have been going for the Eladrin so far.
Is you gonna help? Points the ladle at him.
Why not? See what we come up with. And they start rummaging through their pack, and they drop in several vegetables. Looks like they've dug up various leafy greens. They drop in a couple of potatoes. Some things that look like radishes, but you're not entirely certain. And just an entire bag of nuts that they just pour in there.
Oh.
That ought to get it started.
Thanks much. I'll try to get something edible ready here shortly. Just gonna wait for Drax to come back.
You sure he's got it? I mean, a hob all the way out here. Think you might need a hand.
I'm sure he has it. We've got a couple other capable members who've probably seen him.
And they just kind of plop down and stretch out a little bit and just kind of lay back and relax for a bit. Well, I'll leave the cooking to you. If you say he's good, then fine by me.
Crom's just gonna kind of shrug and start getting everything that he already has prepared.
Alright, so Drax, I would like you to please roll a survival. Let's see what you can scrounge up in the fields around.
Sounds good. Alright. Yeah, he's not really used to foraging in forests. He kind of just said that as an excuse to get away. Oh, fun. Find a single berry.
And what was your roll?
It was a 4.
Oh, you do manage to scrounge up a few berries. You're looking around and there's just a bunch of like ferns and leafy vegetation, but you have a moment of doubt that kind of creeps in as you realize you're not from this region. You don't really know what's edible.
Forests are so hard to forage in.
And unfortunately,
find any?
you'd actually back from your hometown, you left your survival for dummies guide.
Ah, shit! I bought that in Kazan, and now it's gone. Damn it.
But yes, you come back moments later, and much to your dismay, the Eladrin is still just sitting there, just kind of curiously watching Grom as he prepares. Grom, what are you doing with these ingredients?
Yeah, kind of what Marlon is, just kind of putting it in together. He is a soldier's mindset when it comes to cooking, so he's just gonna
Soldier stew.
scoop everything in, cook it until he's confident that it's not going to kill anybody or make anyone sick.
All right, so you...
Is that a survival? How do you do cooking, Nick, actually? That's a good question.
So what I'm going to count this as...
Is it a
I would
wisdom
like you...
check?
I'm going to do this. Please roll me just a straight intelligence roll.
That's fair. It's
Uh-oh.
creation. You're good at that, right, Grom?
Why aren't you rolling?
Also, thank you, Red, for the D12. I appreciate it being here.
Let me just see here. I gotta reload D20.
Ah, no worries. It's not a real D&D night if Roll20 doesn't crash on you at some point.
Yeah, right. Technical difficulties.
It's not real D&D night, it's just sparkling tabletop.
Shit's working? That's weird.
It's just giving me like the little blurb on the side. It's not letting me actually click the roll button.
This is your
Oh, in
D&D Beyond
D&D Beyond.
character?
Yeah.
Reload the page. You can also roll it on Roll20 and then just add your modifier from D&D Beyond.
Yep.
I think I'll go ahead and do that.
What? What?
Any luck? You should be able to click just on the left-hand side. You can click dice, and then you can just click like D20, and it'll roll one for you, and then you can just manually add in your modifier. Oh, nuts.
It was a 7 minus 1, so that's 6.
So you do as you were taught as a soldier. You boil it all into a nice uniform gray.
Hardtack,
It
berries,
basically becomes...
dried meat.
You realize there's not really any, like, meat in there, so you throw in a few scraps of jerky. And what happens is possibly the most heinous stench that you have ever encountered, as many of these ingredients by no means from anybody with a modicum of ability at cooking would ever throw together.
Never
Like-
try to cook in Nick's games, guys.
In Sostagaria, Cooking 101 says, don't do this, and you did all of them. But what you've got is soldier stew. The only
Rations.
guarantee is you won't go blind.
Got
And many
tired
of
of rations, and then you made rations.
He's gonna pick up a bowl, scoop a big ol' helping into it, like, frankly, too much to be in this bowl, and kind of thrust it towards the elf. There you go. Like I said, can't promise it'll be good, but it shouldn't kill ya.
You're serious right now.
It smells
this-
worse than it looks.
You did this because I'm an elf, huh?
At that moment, Drax comes back from the forest and just goes, "Hey, knife ears. I found some berries. You want one?"
Hey, fox stick, throw it in the pot. And
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna do that because these will actually taste good if you don't throw them in there. Do you want them to? You really? What's this gonna do to that? Like, no offense, Grum. I'm sure actually it'd work if like you were in the field. That's probably fine, but it actually doesn't look too bad.
well,
Here, let me have some.
you try taking a fucking bite of it then.
He does. He
Please
takes
roll a
7.
Constitution saving throw.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God. That's a 20. Dirty.
Oh shit.
It's not good, but you've had worse in your mouth.
All right. It'll get us. You know, it ought to get us through the day. Maybe through the morning. See, if you take a bite, take a bite, then you eat the berry, right? And then it like takes the flavor away.
You just gotta chase it with the berries. It's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, fuck all, and just starts trying to just power through it, and thanks for the meal, and cleans off the bowl with a little prestidigitation and hands it back, and just casts a sidelong look at Drax and says, well, I'll be getting to it then. And
I mean,
bumps
next
by
time-
you on the shoulder, making sure to make a point as they walk away.
Next time you could like go foraging yourself. You probably know these woods better than I do. I'm not exactly from here.
Let's go ahead and check over with Hetty. So you've had a wonderfully brisk hike, or run, sorry, jog. It comes to an end, and you kind of settle back in. So what are you up to before the caravan makes off for the day?
All right. Doing a little cool down. I didn't want to put all my stuff away before that because I didn't want to wake anyone up, fucking with my stuff. So I do like a little cool down stretch just to make sure I don't cramp up.
Hey,
And then I start.
Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
Oh, Boomy's
Don't go.
upset.
Boomy, it's okay. Boom. It's okay.
Somebody in the caravan have a small black and white.
There's a
bulldog.
small black and white dog that is arguably the cutest thing you've ever seen.
Aww.
All right.
And there's this guy and you see him chasing the dog as it is just running around and barking at everything. And Hetty, you see this looks like a human dressed in just a really weathered half plate, and he's got a curved spear that he's got kind of propped up over his pack that he set down. And the spear has like a long blade, and he's got this broad russet brown face and red brown eyes, and he's chasing the puppy around and says, wait. Nope. Hey, Boomy, hey, come
As
here.
I'm
And the dog runs
as I'm
past
putting
you.
away, I'm putting away my stuff, and I go and I grab some of my rations, some jerky, and boop, and I wave the jerky.
Roll animal handling for me, please.
Okay. No. Boom. All right, 14 total.
The dog immediately responds and goes over and just starts jumping up at you, just bouncing constantly as though its legs are made of springs.
I let the guy catch up so he can grab the animal, and I tear off a small piece and I hand it to her so she stays still.
My thanks. He pets the dog. She's pretty fast. Got away from me this morning. But
Yeah, she's got some spring to her step.
she's certainly fast. I picked her up in Sostagari. I wanted to, well, surprise the family on my way home.
Aw,
Pardon me,
that's
where are my
sweet.
manners? He extends a hand. Anselm.
Handsome. Good, nice to meet you. I'm Hetty.
Hetty, thank you so much. You're going to have to keep a closer eye on you, aren't I?
Well, it's okay. They get excited, you know? There's a lot to look at out here.
Yes. It's a beautiful place, though. I really miss the trees. Been away for some time, and finally coming home. What
Nice,
brings you
yeah.
up north? So you're also heading to Bellestrade then?
Well, I'm from norther of there, but you know, I just decided to.
He kind of... northerner, okay.
Oh,
He
I'm
leans in and says,
sorry.
Just be careful. Some folks in Bellestrade don't take kindly to folks up from the Reach.
I mean, I'm a 6 foot tall blue half orc. You know, I figure I stand out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I suppose you do.
Hi, what are you doing?
Oh, well, I was talking to you.
I am so sorry.
I'm totally kidding. No, you're good.
I don't know if you could hear that, but it was very loud from where I was. Hi, you're not in trouble. I'm just wondering what you're doing.
The pets are
Sorry.
the men.
Pets are being a menace today. It happens. It'd be like that. This is... Well... Sorry, I guess I just get a little cautious.
No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't, I can't help it. So I figure everyone already knows.
True. Well, you seem like a nice sort, and this world's a hard enough place. People... I miss home, but I've been to a lot of places, and there's a lot of ugly out there.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
Of course. Well, I'd better get this little one back to the caravan. Hetty.
Ansel?
Anselm.
Anselm. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, think nothing of it. It was a
Well,
pleasure.
I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Same.
He quickly
Bye.
departs. With his departure, you have a moment. You look around. It looks as though Zell and Flynn had been speaking for a moment, but Flynn suddenly seems to be moving kind of erratically and left. Zell has a moment of confusion. Grom is cooking something that is assaulting your senses as you draw a little bit closer. And Drax is there with him. Is there anywhere that you want to go or do?
All right. So, okay, so how far away is Flynn? Can I still see them, or
He's
I'm
definitely still
kinda
within
far
eye
away,
shot of
right?
you. You're kind
Okay.
of in a clearing that's maybe about 30 by 40 feet. It's big and open,
Mhm.
gives enough room for everybody, but it's not overly large now.
She looks up from um, putting her bedroll and stuff away, and sees. Should I maybe make a perception check or something to see if this is something I'm worried about, or
So you want to
just
kind of
kind of
interpret his general demeanor?
yeah.
Let's please roll an insight for that.
Swipe. 7 total. Probably. I'm like, he's fine, and I continue.
Well, there's something off, but you're not sure if it's a good time to approach him or not. When
Yeah.
people start getting erratic, it can be hard to get the read of should I approach and see if they need something or give them space.
Yeah, totally. So,
D12 for Flynn.
hi. Hi, you coming in?
Thank you, Red Room.
Sorry, I've got some pet action happening over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep putting away my stuff, and then I'll grab some rations, grab some jerky. I'm not interested in whatever food happened over there. I'm gonna just eat some rations and look around and see if anyone needs any help, breaking down camp or cleaning up or anything.
Everything is going pretty smooth. The caravan has been on the road long enough that it's kind of like an oiled machine at this point, breaking down, setting up, and leaving for the day. So it doesn't take long before Malin kind of comes in shouting, "Right, everyone! Gonna be leaving here in about 10 minutes. Pack up your shite or be left here." And he stops and... What in the hells is that? He looks over at the stew.
Oh, that's breakfast. You want you want some?
Fuck no, I don't want some.
All right, I was just asking.
That's not likely to kill ya.
I mean, yeah, he's a dwarf. I mean, like, he could probably drink poison. He probably wouldn't die. That's a compliment, by the way.
He steps forward, step by step, his eyes down on the stew. They go back up as he tilts his head up to regard Drax. Now, I haven't come from Fomirn, so I'm not overly keen on what's polite up there. But racist comments tends to piss off folk in Ushana. You do well to keep that in mind.
I came from Ushana. I passed through there.
Amazed you didn't get your ass beat 6 ways.
I nearly got my ass beat because a dwarf drunk me under the table in a contest, and he said we could drink poison and surely not die. Didn't think it was fucking racist.
He stops for a moment. And he just stares. You can see the slightest twitch of his beard as he glowers up at you for a moment. Ha! He claps you up on the shoulder. I like you.
How the
Right.
hell did he reach? Did he jump?
Well, he's not
How did he reach?
like not on your upper arm, but he like reaches up and kind of claps you on the lower arm.
Slap shoulder coming
No,
down.
no, he reaches up and claps your arm. Says, "Ha! Good. I like you." And he just like walks away, and you just hear him chuckling to himself.
Drax was like holding his fucking heart for a minute. He's like, thought he was gonna fucking rail me, dude. Drum. He looks serious, right? That wasn't just me.
Well, that's just his face.
Maybe. Weird, man.
A few minutes later, everybody's all packed up, and you see many of the others, just kind of traveling folk and a few other adventurers kind of gathering their things, and you see Malin kind of gathering at the front, says, "All right, Dallin, Callan, you're up with me." And two other dwarves looking a little bit younger. One of them kind of has a patchy beard. One of them an odd look, clean shaven. Go up and they start kind of they kind of get up into one of the carriages and get the horses moving, and your journey begins again. There's a little bit of time before you stop for midday, as you're all, you can be riding relatively close to one another unless anybody has any objections to that. If there's anything that you want to talk about, converse, or do in the morning's ride before the midday break.
I just want to make sure that I'm envisioning the caravan correctly. Are we all individually on horses, or are there carts and we're all like bunched together, like little groups of us on carts?
We're in wagons.
Wagons.
There are some wagons, and then there are some horses too. They're keeping it at a very slow pace. The wagons, while there is a road carved through here, some of the spots of the road are pretty worn out, so they have to keep it at a really slow pace. So there actually are a few people, usually a bit of the taller species, who are actually kind of striding along and able to keep up. But yeah, you could all be on the same wagon if you'd like, or hitching up on maybe some horses that if there were folks that had to spare. The overall caravan is roughly 25 to 30 people, so it's not an overly huge one, but it's a pretty decent size.
I'd like the wind, Bolsa.
He climbs you like a fucking tree.
No. Please, no. Personal space, Marlin. I imagine, is Grom riding a horse, Devin, or no?
No, Grom is sitting in one of the wagons. Actually, I was going to say he's sitting near Hetty, I think, and he has a journal out, and it's flipped open. One of the pages is blank, and he's kind of patting himself down and goes, "Shite. He kind of looks up at her, excuse me, miss. You won't happen to have a bit of charcoal on you or some sort of riding utensil?"
All right, I have a quick question because I have the vehicle because of the folk hero. Jeez, I'm so sorry. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the background?
Yeah, the background. Would it be possible that I would be driving one of the carts, or am I not high enough?
Let's say you don't own the cart, but you get permission to drive it. There's some people that wouldn't mind a break over the several weeks. So, yeah, I think it's reasonable that maybe they're letting you drive it for a bit.
All right. She wants to, she's standing out a little too much, so she wants to, be helpful and make sure people know that she is a friendly person. So she looks over and I don't think I got my bag on me right now. Well, I got my little riding bag right here. I don't think I have any charcoal, sorry.
Oh, that's
Maybe
fine.
someone else got some.
I'll probably ask one of them. If not, I can always scrounge something up from the fire pit later. I'm just keeping a ledger, you see, for my daughter. One last big adventure before I call it quits, and, well, gotta write every now and again.
Wow, that's sweet. So you've been adventuring for a while?
No, actually. Just earlier in the year, before that whole Come to Balustrade thing came out.
All right. Well, what kind of other adventures you been on then?
Oh, just patrolling mostly, soldier work, lots of walking about, settling the disputes between the big wigs. Knew a mercenary company. It's actually where I met my wife. She gave me this, and he points towards this scar up that's shortening his eyebrow.
Was she a soldier too, I hope?
Yeah, no. mercenary with the Silver Hound.
Ah, gotcha.
Not
All right.
familiar? I don't know how well known they were, but they were a common outfit for us to work with and against.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Sweet. Hey, did you talk to, there's another soldier out here.
Was
Maybe
there?
you two can swap stories. Yeah, Flynn, the blonde gentleman with the hood.
He's gonna immediately start looking around, just kind of Flynn, blood guy. Yep.
And you can see kind of in the very back, there's kind of tucked away. He's kind of got his hood drawn, but you do make out Flynn sitting beside him. Is everybody in the same one, or would you have loaded into different carriages? I'll leave this up to you guys.
Flynn?
Oh yeah, I'm in the wagon.
I'm probably in the same one behind Brom. I think Drax
Okay.
would have gotten the same one as him.
What about you, Sel?
I would have gone the same wagon with Flynn, as he's the only person I really know of the group.
Excellent. Now, Flynn, please go ahead and roll me one more wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy, here we go.
He's so
Can we do better?
traumatized. Why, Ray?
This time it was a 10.
Your nerves got the better of you. But you've calmed yourself down. Got your head on straight.
Hey, Zell, I want to apologize earlier. Someone like me shouldn't, I'm supposed to be protecting people, and I shouldn't be showing weakness like that. There's reasons that I'm trying to keep a low profile, and I don't want to get into it right now with all these other people around, but I hope you can trust that whatever else, I haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Zell will just pause for a moment and look kind of with concern, but not a judgmental look, but just pausing for a moment to consider. And Flynn, you've mentioned you've been hesitant to talk about your past before. I don't want to pry, especially if it involves strong emotions. I don't think that's anything to feel ashamed about. I hope that you can find some sense of calm, at least on this journey.
I'm hoping whatever's waiting for us in Bellestrade is the start of something new for me, and I hope I can eventually put my past behind me. But most of all, I hope it doesn't cause problems for anybody else.
So, back in that cart, Drax, Grom, and even Hetty, you're easily within earshot for any conversations there. Anything you guys want to discuss, ask about, or do? Or shall we simply jump forward to the midday's break?
I think Drax would, kind of... I mean, he was sort of thinking about something else for a bit as they were conversating, but he kind of leaned forward through the little front wagon flap at where I imagine that Hetty and Grom are both sitting on the bench where you steer the horses for the thing. Is that it? Because Hetty said that she was.
Yeah, because Hetty's up there driving.
Is this like an open? Is this like an open top wagon, or is it like
It's got that canvas over the top. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like old
Okay.
pioneer style. Gotcha. So yeah, Drax will lean forward slightly and go, what you need? Sorry, Grum, I didn't quite catch that. You said you need some kind of riding implement?
Yeah, been using a bit of charcoal myself, but anything will work so long as I can put what's up here on here.
Right. Well, if it was just a slab, I could probably help you carve something in it, but if you want to write something, I can make a small charcoal stub real quick. Promise not to set the wagon on fire. Drax is gonna lean down, and he's gonna use a little bit. He's gonna like use his wood carver's tools to like splint a bit of like wood off of a torch, and then like kind of whittle it into a little tiny cylindrical pencil shape. And then he's gonna burn the very, very end of it with this tinderbox over the side of the wagon, so the embers don't drip onto the. I don't want to light the wagon on fire.
Oh, I'm afraid it's a little too late for that.
No. Do I roll anything to make the pencil, or?
No, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay. Here, it's a little burned, but it ought to do the trick.
Thank you much, my friend. And Grum's gonna
alright.
turn back and start writing down the last couple of days worth of stuff.
God, I need to get me one of those. The books, I mean. I want to write some stuff down as well. It's a lot quicker and a lot easier to store than carving stuff.
Oh, real quick, before he really digs into it, he's gonna kind of just turn towards Hetty, but apologies, Grum, Bedway, and stick out his hand to her.
Oh, if it's like a not difficult part of the road, if it's pretty calm, she'll extend her hand. If it's not, she'll just like kind of like bump her elbow out, but keep her hands on what she's supposed to be keeping her hands on. It's like, my name's Hetty. Forgot
Nice
my
to
own
meet you,
character's
lass.
last name. It's nice to meet you too.
He just like takes the elbow and kind of.
Hmm. And she like wiggles it back and focuses on the road. She realizes she forgot to do her prayers this morning, so she makes a mental note when they take a break. This is a new habit. It's hard to start. What are you doing? Sorry. Cats have the zoomies, so I'm so sorry if I'm distracted right now.
No worries. So a few of you heard that Grom introduced himself, and you sit around, and there's that kind of realization that you're sitting in this rather motley crew here, as you've got two human soldiers, you've got this little halfling, a half-orc driving the carriage, and a hobkin sitting in there with a cowboy hat. It almost for a moment sounds like one of those jokes that you'd hear in a bar in Lucy.
So you walk into a bar.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to do or discuss or anything like that while you're here?
I'm going to assume that I also heard the conversation between Zell and sorry, I'm
Flynn.
Grom.
Fine.
Flynn.
Oh,
yeah,
Grom.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, no
Yeah,
worries. We're
Zell
all
and
we're all
Flynn.
picking it up. We're all picking it up. Yeah, you actually, well, you didn't hear all of it, but you did catch some parts of it enough to have pieced together that what they were describing was, at least from what you heard, matched exactly the dream that you had the night before.
And then they were also talking about like trauma and shit.
Oh yeah, like you do.
Oh, you know.
Oh,
Hell
you
yeah.
make friends.
She speaks up and she said, Flynn, right? I hope you don't
Yeah.
mind me butting in. life is complicated. And so long as you're doing your best, I think you're doing all right. Also, you said something about a drink? Because it sounded a little familiar to me.
I had a whole lot of time to think about it since this morning, but yeah. We had a... Seems that me and Zell shared a possibly a very odd dream. White space surrounded by people, forest, dark cave
And
with
then,
a
hmm
beast you can't quite see.
yeah, kind of melded into the shadows.
Yeah.
Well, you had that drink too. Thought that was just some weird nightmare shit.
Yeah, I thought I was just having some nerves.
Did everybody in the caravan have that? Grom, did you?
Oh, something like that. He waves the pencil around.
That's proper weird.
Sounds like one of these old ghost stories my cousin used to try to scare me with.
Would make us all share a dream like that.
I mean, clerics would say gods, wizards would say something off with the arcane resonance of the weave or something like that. And everybody'd have a different explanation, but
Could also be ghosts.
you know what? I've never met a ghost before, so maybe. Um, I mean, have any of you guys like had someone die who like hated you or something enough to haunt you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you don't have to hate someone to haunt. I grew up when there's all kinds of family and generations have been living where I was, and
Oh yeah,
they
old
could
kind
just
of.
be, yeah, just
Hmm.
doing chores that their spirit got stuck in, or anxieties, or I mean, all kinds of, I've had all kinds of weird dreams about family members I never met and all that, but
Right.
ghosts.
Drax is trying to wonder whether or not this is normal and is wondering why he hasn't had the family member dreams of your ancestors going, hello. Hmm. All right. Well, it must mean something. I mean, it was pretty vivid and a bit lucid.
Oh yeah.
That it was like the monster and a bunch of people, and I remember seeing what I remember hearing to be Belstrad. So
Yeah.
maybe someone's fucking with us in our minds, possibly.
Well, does anyone any good at divination? Maybe we can maybe.
I don't think there's a single person here who is.
I mean, I can tell whether or not magic is affecting somebody currently, but can't tell if, like, I mean, maybe the next time we go to sleep, I can stay up and see if, the dream happens again, but I can't tell anything more than that.
Think someone
You
might
know,
be
maybe
specific. Think someone might specifically be targeting us.
I mean,
Like,
maybe,
kind of
but why?
lifts his cloak a little bit and kind
We,
of
we just
gives a
met,
quick
though.
stare around.
I mean, like, I knew Grom, like, a
Wagon.
couple of days ago, but, like, we barely, like, all just know each other now, right? So why would someone want specifically us?
It is a bit coincidental. Of course, Ma used to tell me about these spells that would just hit an area. It didn't matter if you were friend or foe. If you were in there, you're gonna get hit.
Oh, yeah, that's
Mhm.
actually a really good point. A good devastator back home could sculpt it so that the effects would go around other people, but that's very hard to learn how to do. Um, I mean, targeted fireballs aren't easy to cast, so maybe it was just maybe they were looking for somebody else, or maybe they were aiming at someone else in the caravan, and we just got the throw off of that.
What do you think about all this, Zell?
when Zell heard Hetty talking about ghosts and spirits, she was thinking back to her time in her homeland where there were stories of sometimes when people would spend time out in the forest, they'd sometimes occasionally hear voices or see animals that would speak to them. Zell hadn't personally seen these kinds of things, but she's definitely very interested in the idea of ghosts and spirits, and her imagination is just kind of flying wild with the possibilities
Well,
of what they might be.
And having come from the land of Kedria, it is a place where the veil between the Fey realm and the physical plane of Aldha is at its thinnest. So the idea of things coming into different realities, different planes of existence bleeding into one another, it's not so far-fetched. Not for you, at least. All right.
Well,
So, oh, sorry. Were you guys going to continue?
no.
Maybe we can see if anyone else in the caravan also had that dream.
Yeah, you guys want to reach out to somebody? Relatively close. You've got Malin and the two other dwarves kind of a little ways kind of ahead of you.
When is our next break in the caravan?
That'd be the kind of midday stop. Do you want to just jump ahead to there?
Yeah, because I figure if the road's kind of difficult, we don't need to pull up next to them and have a chit chat. We can just wait till our next break.
Excellent. So,
Unless anyone else disagrees.
Oh, no, good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds great.
sorry, I only had one of these loaded, but let me load up a second one here. But yeah, so there's a little bit of a camp where, you know, a few people just put out just some quick lean-to tents to kind of cast a little bit of shade and put out a few supplies. Some people set up a little fire and start making up a bit of grub as everybody kind of pulls up. The road kind of going up a winding bit here, difficult to navigate, but Malin kind of shouts to the others, says, "All right, let's go ahead and we'll stop here for a bit." Says, "Dallin,
All right.
Calvin, let's get some water for the horses." You see them. Yes, Father. Of course. They kind of go away, kind of tending to the horses, and you see Malin with a loud grunt, hops off of the carriage and stretching a little bit as all of you get off. But there's a number of people around, so what are the five of you going to do?
Hetty's also going to take a moment to stretch, and then she's going to see what was the name of the dwarf
Alan?
taking care of
Malin.
the horses?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh,
Was it
so
Malin or
Malin's
was
there.
it
No,
a
that
different-
So
was his son, Callan.
His two sons, Dallin and Callan, are taking care of the horses.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm going to approach them and see if they need any help with the horses.
One of them, you can see, kind of dressed in some leathers and a cloak, like in a proper adventure. He's clean shaven with bushy brown hair and a round, tawny face with a set of sharp hazel eyes. And he looks over and says, "Ha! Why, good day. Pray,
Thank
what can I
you.
do for you?"
I just wanted to see if you wanted any help with the horses.
"Worry not, my lady. They're in good hands." And he pats the horse. It kind of shudders a little bit and continues grazing a bit, drinking his water. "Isn't my first time going out in the wilds, so I thank you very much for the offer."
All right, well, if you're sure. You're welcome, of course. Then she's gonna go see if anyone needs help, setting up cooking or anything like that.
There's a few people just kind of getting out, stretching, some of them kind of setting up some fires, and you can kind of help them get kind of settled in for the hour of rest and preparing some meals. What's everybody else doing?
Right?
So, Flynn having had some more time. He's starting to be in like better spirits now. He hops off the wagon and uh he tries to track down Grom. Hey, Grom. Heard you were cooking some soldier stew this morning. I didn't get any breakfast. Do you have any more left on you?
There should be a pot, I think, in the next caravan over if my nose is working right.
Or we
yeah,
could make a new one.
I haven't had soldier stew in forever. It tastes like shit, but you'll live another day. I'm gonna wander off to go find some.
Been craving it so much. It tastes like shit.
It might be cold.
You go over and you can see there's a few people kind of gathered around, and you see you can only guess maybe some travelers from Skoyushaskas. There's this Harangon, kind of gray wet with black tipped ears and a lean build, kind of dressed in some trousers and a vest. And he's like, "Oh God, why does it smell like that? Oh, this is terrible. No." He's kind of covering up with his paws, his little nose. And there's this Loxodon and wearing white robes and some kind of green detailing around it. And bearing a pendant with the symbol of Ulidib upon it. And he's carrying this large tome that he kind of stores away in his pack. And real quick also, just for the record to ensure that I actually do that. So that symbol is 2 interlacing 7-point stars is the symbol of Ulidib. And you can see the Loxodon has taken their trunk and like stuffed it into their robes. You see, oh, this is terrible. Oh, this is the worst thing I have ever seen. Or smelled. Mostly smelled. And you can see there's like another person just kind of dressed plainly, and they're trying to scrape out the stew, but it seems as though it is completely solidified in it. And they're like, I can't dump it out.
Terrible.
I don't know what to do.
Black and sticky on the bottom of the
Oh.
Grom, you've committed a crime.
And they're just sitting there like they're trying to clean it out. And the more they dig, the deeper and louder the kind of squelching sounds get. And it's like, every time I dig further, the smell, it gets worse. You can see the color draining from their face.
Yeah, that's because it's an acquired taste, and I guess an acquired smell as well.
The Loxodon looks over, and you can notice kind of slightly pinching their trunk. They say, "No, that is not an acquired taste. That is a crime against humanity."
Yeah. When you're out in the wild, sometimes you just gotta throw what you got in a pot and make do.
No, I prefer
used
the
to it.
approach of eating foliage and greens, which I think I am going to go and do. My apologies, I didn't mean to be rude, but this is... I must go. And rushes away.
At any rate, it looks like you guys scraped it all out. Damn. So I'll just have to survive on one of my rations then. Flynn walks off a little disappointed.
And you can see, like, and the Harangon, my apologies, I missed one thing, like, has this long blue color sash that he reaches into, and he pulls out a little focus, and he just starts trying to prestidigitate the ground. Just, the magic, it does nothing! It does nothing!
You need to be a higher level caster to be able to unlock clean soldier stew pot ability of prestidigitation.
I believe the actual one is remove curse.
Greater restoration.
Greater restoration, yeah.
Grom kind of looks over and crosses his arms. You a bunch of sissies.
Weak stomached.
And kind of hopping over the Harangon's like, I'm not the sissy. Well, I'm a very big and strong, like my Uncle Giorgio.
Sorry.
That's right!
Sorry. That's not...
All roads lead to Giorgio.
Parent fucking late.
Except, I just have to hit the growth spurt first. Or 2. He kind of hangs his head and you see his ears droop a little bit.
No, don't make me feel bad for him. Don't do that.
Tell you what would help with that
Oh, no.
is if
So
you heated
just-
that up and just got yourself a big bowl.
Please roll persuasion at disadvantage. For the new folks, this means he's going to roll twice and take the lower bit.
And they're both gonna be 20s.
Click disadvantage.
And what that guy said. Nice
And
spoonful of
one
that.
to six.
What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
He says, so what was the lowest roll?
6.
He says, I don't see how that's going to help. And this large hand comes down on his shoulder. And you see this Leonin. They've got a gold mane speckled with white and this nasty scar over their left eye. They wear a tunic and a pair of curved swords strapped to their hip. And he... That's because it won't. And you shouldn't go around fooling innocent little travelers like this.
I'm not trying to fool anyone. I think it's edible.
Well, and he goes over and he scoops up some in his hand and puts it in a bowl and it kind of wriggles for a bit.
Oh no!
And he brings it back over and holds it in front of you. Then have a taste.
Oh,
Devin.
thank you. And he's gonna take it, and
Devin.
he doesn't hesitate to just.
Devin.
Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
Excellent.
This will be poison damage if he fails, if not worse. That's like actual cancer right there in that fucking
Glenn's just
flute.
like, oh.
Humans are weird, man.
There's a 5 with my
Oh,
modifier.
excuse me.
So, the thing about any true master of cooking is that you always put a little bit of yourself into everything you make. And that's what happens to what's in the bowl is you take a big heaping bite and you gag a little and it comes out of your nose back into the bowl.
Oh.
Ooh.
And
Oh, it's cold. that is where Grom finds the issues. No wonder it's like hot. It's like cold ass because it's cold.
the Leonin sneers a little bit and says, "Come, Cristiano. Leave this one to his stew." Just lumbers
It's
off.
more like a paste now.
And the bunny kind of like
I can.
hesitates a little bit, looks back at you, and kind of looks at, just kind of hops and follows along.
Well, I suppose if we need some brickwork done, we can save it till then. It's kind of just dumps out the rest, watches it, just
It does not like it kind of comes down, and then it just free hangs out of the bowl.
It's like a
As you-
little Dairy Queen blizzard.
Yeah, it's like a blizzard from
Ow.
hell.
Hey,
And you like shake it, and it just kind of wriggles, but it still does not budge from the bowl. Now it continues to hang in, but the little bits you kind of spat back out kind of fall off.
oh, that just ain't right.
No, it is not.
Yeah, that's the only drawback of Soldier Stew. It's a pain in the ass to clean back up afterwards.
That's why you just keep heating it back up. And let's write
What?
Soldiers Stew
New magic item that's
is
cursed.
a fucking thing. Okay. That's canonically in my notes now. Zell, what are you doing while everybody's kind of out and about, talking to people, helping others set up, and others committing crimes against humanity?
Sal, having caught a little whiff of the delightful stew, decides to kind of walk towards the edge of the area where the caravan is kind of set up, and is just kind of looking at the surrounding area, kind of monitoring for looking for birds, trying to listen for the sounds of the area, just trying to center herself after having witnessed the aberration of food that we just saw. Uh, and she'll also keep her eye out for any edible vegetation.
You happen to find some yazid, which is kind of like a leafy fern that can be edible. There's some parts of it are really kind of tough, but sort of where the because like the stem comes out and that's really tough to eat. But if you can cut the leaves off of that, it's at least decent. And then Tarnell is kind of like little little berries kind of growing in some bushes. It's not good, but it's not what you just smelled. You're not. Go ahead and roll survival. Let's see how much you're able to gather up.
Okay. Oh, it's a B. Is that natural 20? It's 24.
Rangers.
Why did I say B?
Well, as a matter of fact, you also happened upon some dewberry. And,
Oh yeah, you did get a nat 20 on it.
that nat 20, I'm going to reward the shit out of that.
First
Hell
nat
yeah.
20 of the
Some
game.
frine as well. And you just get a really good bounty, a good collection of just kind of different
Good guy.
leafy stuff, some nice roots and berries, things that you could, probably just simply snack on, but, you could also maybe try to roast up, accent with some of the berries, or throw together a little something fancier if you wanted to.
Okay. Zell will kind of collect as much as she can handle, kind of walk back to the camp area, and
Oh, and also one of the trees had a bit of sap. However, the sap is a little bit different color than usual. It's more of a golden. And you recognize it as an outdoorist. It's, well, they call it bark honey, but
Aye.
accents food nicely.
okay. Then I guess Zell will try to gather some of the sap into
On my keyboard.
a large leaf, or I don't know if she has a container of some kind of. But with the sap and all the other the dewberry,
Gather the
yazid,
sap in your hands.
yeah, just look, guys, I have sap. Where's
Oh, you
there?
could find a leaf. You could like pull it in like a big leaf and then like carry it that way, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like put
Yeah.
it in a big leaf so my hands don't get all sticky. I'll gather all these things, bring them back to camp, and I'll shout to the group like, I have some food, and I'll start to try to prepare it. Is anyone a cook?
I think we've established.
Oh, why did I say that? Maybe I'll just take care of the preparation myself this time.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing
Yeah.
for you. Because you have a lot of herbal knowledge and you're an outdoor person, I'm going to have you roll dexterity just for like the prep of it and like making sure that you don't burn anything. Could you please roll just a straight dexterity for me?
Okay. Do it. 21.
Expertly roasts up a lot of the stuff. Even some of the other vegetation that you gather, you happen to have heard that it's not something that cooks up well, but you can thinly dice it, and it gives more like an aromatic herb to complement. You like roast up a bunch of roots and nuts, and then you kind of throw on a few berries at the end to finish it, and you get something that has a strong earthy aroma, and there's this like almost overly heavy earthy tones and like savoriness that the acidity and the tartness of the berries cuts just enough to where it's not a gourmet meal, but it's by no means unpleasant. And you gathered enough that everybody from that nat 20 is going to be able to eat.
Oh yeah. Any meat, or is it vegetarian?
It is all vegetarian.
Oh. Neither.
Unless Grom just starts breaking sticks of meat and shoving them in it.
Hey, you want some jerky?
Like one does.
Hey, something smells good.
Yeah, so we'll announce to the group like, there's grub. Come share.
Food? Nice.
Drax comes over and like takes a whiff of the. What does it look like? Is it a? Is it? It's not a stew, right? It's not like stir frying.
Well, like kind of a fruit salad of sorts, right?
It's kind of like a lot of the kind of heavier stuff is roasted up, but then there's like little bits of like a greener and stuff thrown in at the end to where it doesn't like burn or become mushy or anything like that. With accented with some berries on top.
It's cold and it don't have any meat, but it does look pretty good. Grom, you could take some notes. Improve your stew.
I think this one's a lost cause. He's just gonna huck the bowl behind him somewhere.
Oh, the stew bowl.
He's gonna come over. You win this one. And just take a little bit for himself.
How's it taste, Nick?
There is a delightful crunch to the greenery, and the berries are nice, and they kind of pop with a bit of juice. The roots have been cooked down enough to where there's like, they're not mushy, but they're not really like hard, but just kind of a decent, delicate texture to them. All in all, balanced enough, especially for something that you threw together on the fly with what you could find in the forest.
Lynn's gonna come over and get himself like a little bowl of it. God, this actually looks wonderful, Zell.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not bad.
You made all this just with what you found out there in the forest?
I did. I have a lot of experience foraging for myself, so I'm glad that you like it.
Damn, you mean to tell me we didn't have to just throw everything in a pot and make soldier stew?
I mean, it's good when you're like, in battle. There's not much to go around, but I mean, damn, Zale, maybe you can teach me how to forage in a forest better. I know they're bountiful. I can barely find anything but berries.
I think I could teach you a few things.
Yeah. Desert's so easy to find things. It's really clear when there's something on the horizon. It's like, yeah, that'll be dinner. Because there's no trees and stuff. God, this is good. Gods, excuse me. I forgot. There's many paragons.
Lynn's just mostly wolfing it down as fast as he can.
Grom is very much making a face like he wants to be mad, but it's really damn good.
Oh, so disgusting. Oh, I can't believe you would make such a thing.
Does Hetty dig in with any of it too? If you approach later.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like anyone really needs anything, so I'm gonna follow my nose and
help
get
yourself.
this
There's plenty
delicious
for everyone.
forest stir fry that we're having over here.
It's like the roots platter from Stardew Valley.
And she's gonna, bring some things forward. It's, I got a little bit of rations if you want to spice it up a little. Got some
Oh, me. Yes.
jerky.
Yes. Thank you. Go good with the salad.
Yeah, I'll break off a little bit of my own ration jerky.
Zell,
Protein's really the only thing this is missing, but otherwise it's amazing.
you happen to see something, Zell.
Yeah, this is good.
A small figure that's approaching from a little ways behind you guys. You see the Harangon just like kind of peeking around from a wagon, looking at what you guys are eating.
Is it the doggo?
It's the Harangon.
No,
which
it's
is
the
kind
bunny.
of like a bunny person.
The son of Georgigo, bunny Paragon person. That's me, Georgia. He wants some.
Oh, sorry. So there's a
But yeah, so there's a little
small figure.
Herringon, and he's just kind of eyeing you guys intently.
A Herringon is basically a rabbitkin race.
He's a bunny boy.
I will kind of look at in that direction and try to get a better look and try to get a sense if it's friendly or
Oh, he's eyeing that food, and you can see the way that his nose is twitching and his whiskers kind of wiggling at it. He smells something that seems quite nice.
well, in that case, I'll scoop up a bowl and I'll put some of the not stew, the salad into the bowl, and I'll motion towards
I was
it.
like the stew.
And he
Goes
just
back
hops
over,
forward.
picks up the stew.
Says, "Ah, you're my new best friend."
Aww.
He just starts digging in and just happily chewing. Just a look of just pure bliss on this
Are
little
there
bunny's
carrots
face.
in this mixture of salad?
I did say there were some roots, so something
That's
similar.
true, yeah.
Cristiano, you were so famished. Oh, thank you. You saved my life, sweet woman. Just keeps digging in.
Cristiano?
Almost like there's a naming convention with the family, wouldn't you say?
Is this nice? No, I'm not going to make that joke. Go there today.
And finally he finishes and says, thank you so much for the nice food. Poor Cristiano, his tummy, it grumbles so bad. All he's had for 3 days, little bits of leaves, and he pulls out his pack and he's just like holds up like a bunch of like wilting ferns.
You can't be serious.
The Herringon, we do not need to eat too much to keep us going, but
You should still have more than that, boy.
I was about to say.
he
you're
immediately
lucky.
hides behind Zell, kind of peeking, his ears kind of drooped back.
Apologies, lad, but you're small, and if you're gonna eat like that, you're gonna stay small.
You
Please.
won't get.
Don't let him give me the stew.
It's
Okay.
hard. The stew's so bad.
It smelled pretty bad, and he kind of like cleans himself off a little bit.
wasn't great. Like, yeah, I mean, it was just fine, but no, he's right. You
Lean
didn't need
towards
to eat.
Drax, it's just like, is it worse to know that I was the cook in the house between me and my wife?
Wait, say again, Devin. You cut off for me.
As
See? Is it?
Is it worse to know that I was the cook in my house between me and my wife?
Like, with all due respect, friend, don't want to try your wife's cooking if yours was the better one, because that was just like straight ration stew right there.
I'm sure it's just a matter of you didn't have the right ingredients at the time. And
Yeah, that's
Well-
what it was. Definitely.
what?
I
Like,
see that
soldier
look in your
stew
face, Drax.
is a stew of desperation. You make it because you're hungry.
That's true.
Not because
you use it.
you
You
wanna
make it
eat
because you
something
want to eat,
good.
and you want to eat now. True. You didn't make soldier stew for like dinner normally, right? Right, Grom?
No, of course
Okay.
not. We like the barbecue the best.
I don't know about a lot of things about the cooking, but Nonna Bessie, she make very good food, the best you ever taste.
She does make one hell of a salad.
Oh no, not Nonna Bessie, where I come from.
Oh, your mom?
No, my Nonna.
That's nice.
You all seem really nice. It reminds me of the stories that Uncle Giorgio he tell me.
Oh yeah, what kind of stories?
He knew a whole lot of people. One time, one of their friends, they die on an adventure, and they go and they find a way to bring him back.
Oh,
Uncle Giorgio, he was so much stronger than me. He could grow really big and oh so strong when he does that. But I don't really know what my gifts are.
Your Uncle Giorgio sounds like a brave man.
Yeah,
He was the
Sure, you're
bravest.
probably just as brave.
absolutely in your own way. You got to find your own certain set of skills. You're not going to be just like him. You're going to be strong in other ways. That's more than okay.
I don't have no other ways. Uncle
I haven't
Giorgio,
found
he's
him
so
yet.
big and strong, but me, I'm just a runt.
Well, maybe you don't learn to be big and strong. Maybe you learn to be quick and acrobatic, and no one else will be able to catch you. It's kind of hard to fight someone who you can't hit.
And his ears kind of perk up a little bit. I never think about things that way. It would be really
I'm not the
fast.
strongest. I'm not the strongest either, Cristiano. I understand.
I don't know, you look pretty strong to me. I like your hat.
Thanks. You want to try it on? And he's gonna plump the cowboy hat on,
It's
on
just-
Cristiano.
It's just like this big on his head, and he like,
It covers his ears.
I can't see
Yeah.
anything in this.
And you gotta have it up. You gotta have it up. You grow into it eventually. But no. I mean, I can swing a pick and a mine, Cristiano, but I can't heave no greatsword or anything like that. So I learn to use this, and also mind my eyes, and
I'm not the
gotta
great
build
with the
stuff
sword
I can
either.
prepare.
I'm not even okay sword.
you start with the dagger maybe. You work up from there.
And then that's when you kind of hear like, all right, everyone, get ready. We're going to be leaving soon. The voice of Malin calls out. Christianus, he goes and he like lifts up his paws to try to like shake your guys' hands. Says, thank you so much. Can I get to your names, new friends?
Yeah, I'm Hetty.
I had you.
I'm Drex. It's good to meet you.
Drax, that's so good, so good.
I'm Zell. It's nice to meet you.
Zell, my favorite person. Oh, you cook is so good, just like Nona Bessie.
Who knew that all you needed to bring people together was a friendly Italian rabbit?
The name's Flynn.
Flynn. Oh, you've got the strong grip like Uncle Giorgio.
Grum.
Crow.
You man.
I better get back to the others, but so good to meet you. He kind of just hops back and heads out. This is where I want to check in. Are people needing like quick little break?
Yes.
5 minute bathroom break.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. We'll put on our Be Right Back so you guys can enjoy our little art slideshow with official and unofficial art. If we could just play the pyre again, we'll mute and be right back.
Did Giorgio take my hat, by the way?
No, he
with
gave
him?
it back.
Oh, okay. I was being funny if he did, but I was just like, oh man. I love not Giorgio, sorry, Cristiano. I love Cristiano.
The sugar tooths are so
He's a good
pure.
little guy.
He's so good. Oh,
We will be
anyone
right
hurts
back.
Cristiano, I will fucking kill them. One can hurt the boy. All right.
Oh. Also, thank you for the inspiration checks.
All right, everybody, we will be back in just a couple of minutes. Just waiting for everybody to get on back. But we'll continue this on. We're going to be going till about 10 o'clock tonight, so we've got a little more left for you. Now, let me tell you something. Soldier Stew, that's pretty bad. You know what's worse, though, is playing our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Shadow Legends. Here it is.
If you want to make your own legend, then you can craft your legend with incredible, unique, original characters, such as Corpse, Human, Pikeman, and Skeleton. With these, you can build your legend, your Raid Shadow Legend. Enter promo code Daddy Stew in My Mouth to unlock a new champion today.
Oh boy, guy with a bow is my favorite hero.
They also have incredibly unique ability. Use ability with strategy to win in combat scenario. Combat scenarios such as dragon, goblins, or other people. With these incredible fights, Raid Shadow Legends will be sure to etch its way into your memory permanently. No, seriously, it will cause brain damage. It is actually damaging to your brain. Don't play Raid Shadow Legends. But if you do play Raid Shadow Legends, you can get a new champion by entering promo code Lobotomized for free.
I did get to see the light slowly leave your eyes that night when you were playing Raid Shadow Legends.
Dude, that fucking sucked, man. That was the first time I've ever played a game that was a perfect 0. There was no redeeming element to it.
Yep.
Because sometimes, at least, like, some games I won't like, but I'll be like, oh, but I can kind of see what people like about this or this or this. There was nothing. There was just nothing about it that I could find that was good.
Yeah, no. There's no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
And yet somehow they have a bigger advertisement budget than God.
Yeah, they sponsor everybody.
And yet, in spite of how massive and influential that game is, I still have not gotten a goddamn cease and desist. And I will not yield.
You're giving them free advertising. They're like, yeah, it sounds good, man.
No, it is not advertisement, damn it. It is defamation. And I will not rest until they see it as such. All right, we're just waiting on one more, and we'll be back in just a few more minutes. And then we'll continue on. I'm looking at my notes, and I'm like, I see that I planned too much for the first session, like one does. But I wanted to hit the ground running, and I do hope that you guys are having fun so far.
It was good.
I'm just going to kick it back to RP Cam. We've got most of us back, and we can have Oddvein back when they're all done eating.
Ribbons, we're old fogies at this, but how do you feel? How are you feeling in the first session? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Like you said, kind of my first session playing D&D, so definitely appreciate the supportive nature of just kind of the general.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. The good feels and good vibes and.
You've been rolling the best out of all of us, which just really does cement, like... I don't know, I love that. It's good when a new player comes in and is like, now you're rolling amazingly. All the veterans will be rolling shit. This is not a handicap. This is just the way it goes.
Not the case.
All right, so Cafios, is it left, center, or right, and who are we applying this to? Because we got a tarot draw, baby.
Also, Ribbons, I want to apologize.
Welcome to Tarot.
I signed you up to be my traveling buddy, and then I wrote a backstory that's just like riddled with fucking like PTSD and all kinds of.
No, I don't apologize.
Center for Ribbons.
Hello, new friend Zell. Did you know that I'm traumatized entirely?
Well.
Oh, Ribbons.
Ribbons, you're the one that gets this.
What happened?
For the next 2 turns, so the next time that you have to roll, or if you end up in combat by the end of the session, for the next 2 turns, you will have advantage on all of your rolls.
Damn.
The other ones were justice and death.
Oh. Yeah.
There are no bad cards anymore, apparently. So
Yes, death. Now the target player can kill a non-boss creature during a combat encounter.
Wow.
It seems to me though, like, so it used to be that death was really bad.
Yep.
But yeah, so, well, I redid the tarots because I had, some valid concerns of like, you know what? They're already dealing with all the stuff I throw at them, and then the audience could be inadvertently hurting them, which makes things more stressful for the players. So I elected to change that up and make it beneficial. The tower is the only one that technically...
Yeah, the tower's just bad no matter what.
Well, it still helps you, but it does hinder you a bit too. It's true. I am the enemy. That's why I don't allow you guys to buy any inspiration for me, because I'm like, nope, you can't do that because...
Oh, you stopped doing that?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That...
That's was making things a little one-sided sometimes.
As the DM, you hold all of the cards. Don't give him more cards on top of the infinity that he already had.
D10 for Grom.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wait, I need to have a place in my sheet where I start to keep track of these, because I know I got a D12 very, very early
Hi,
on.
Boom. How are you?
I did. From you,
were
Red.
in my
Thank you.
game. Were you happy?
Flynn got a D12 too.
Are you a happy
Yep.
dog?
I have
Oh, I love her
two
so
full
much.
inspos and a D12.
My dog. My dog.
Do you love your dog, Nick?
Sweet girl, sweet angel. You've been so snuggly for the last couple days. What's going on? Are you just a little love dog? Are you just a little love?
This will be the rest of the stream, by the way, guys. Boomy time now.
Oh, yep, it's her time.
Aww.
Look at that
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
baby.
Look how she
Look at the
knows
fur
us.
baby. Oh, I love her so
Such a
much.
sweet dog.
Oh, doggo.
Oh, you got an itchy, scritchy spot. You got a scritchy spot. Oh, she's dead. I got a scritchy spot. Look at that foot go. You can't see it. 'Cause of
Oh
my cloak.
yeah.
She's kicking. She says, "Dad is a scritchy spot." Okay. Is it okay if I run
This is
D&D?
so
I am-
wholesome.
Can I run
Yes.
D&D now?
Sorry, that took me a moment.
Oh, no problem. Okay, is everybody
Oh,
feeling
you're
good
talking to
and good and ready to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Oh shoot! Thank you, Kathios.
Oh, I got
I'm feeling
another
you still
full
looking
inspiration.
good. So-
Thank you. Thank you, sis.
You guys kind of continue along for a little bit. And you hit kind of like a rocky, sort of muddy patch where one of the carts, the wheel gets a little bit stuck. There was some kind of recent rains, and you can just, like, the front cart gets, or not, yeah, the front cart gets a little stuck. And, there's a couple other carts that kind of go around it to make some room. And then there's, a couple others, there's kind of you in that one. And, a couples just kind of go around to kind of make some room. And they decide to stop. You can hear a bit of clamor and some shouting. Like, all right, hey, we're going to need to stop for a bit. All right, let's see if we can get this unstuck. And a lot of people kind of start unloading, taking the moment to stretch their legs, catch a little bit of fresh air. And you guys, kind of pull up right behind it right there. And you've got a couple of carts some distance behind you and a couple up ahead, and people are just kind of getting out and just stretching their legs a little bit. And you guys get a chance to sort of get out and walk around for a moment as well. But yeah, looking around the forest itself, you're getting on, afternoon to kind of mid-afternoon at this point. The sun's getting a little lower, and you can kind of see the long shadows stretching across the land from all of the trees. Oh, sorry.
You want music, by the way, Nick?
Oh yeah, I was
You
gonna
want
say
that?
let's grab some
Yep,
music.
gotcha.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yeah, there's kind of the quiet, ambient noise of nature. Birds. You can kind of hear squirrels and just the rustling of sticks and twigs and the conversation of people. Boot crunching, leaf and ground underfoot, or squelching in some of the muddier spots. But it's kind of a calm moment, and you almost thankfully get a chance to get out and walk a little bit and stretch out as you're kind of looking around.
Okay.
Like Grom will get up, stretch a bit, and just kind of settle into like this ready stance as he looks around, trying to keep an eye out for any potential trouble crashing through the woods.
Excellent. That's a fair point. Go ahead and roll me a perception. Let's see if there's anything that you notice.
Oh boy.
What doth your human eyes see, Grom?
Perception. Where are you? There you are. I got 10.
All right, a 10.
And
Perfect. Okay. So yeah, as you're just kind of looking around, you can kind of see out in the trees. There's some like little squirrels and some small game running about, and you're pretty sure for just a moment you saw kind of like the flash of something go by, and you think it might be. You're not sure, like a badger or a wolf or something like that. Something like a little more on the predatorial scale, but like something single like that. You know enough about nature that like a single wolf isn't going to rush. It's kind of looking, poking around. But, yeah, and you're just, you're looking around, but you kind of notice something kind of catches your eye. And then you realize that wolf you saw. Go ahead and roll nature for me if you could.
That's a 5.
Something was definitely off about it. And you realize, you turn and you see another. On the other side. And you watch kind of the movement in the grass. And you look back, and from either side, you see those wolves, and they stand up a little bit bigger.
like on 2 legs?
On 2 legs. And then you realize that shape, obscured by the foliage and the thick underbrush, was never a wolf at all. What you see are these kind of like bipedal dog-like creatures with just these vicious maws and eyes, big saucers of hunger and fury. And they stand up, and you, because of your perception roll and my abysmal roll, prevented a surprise round. Let's
That's a
go
different
ahead.
playlist of music.
Oh, yes.
The moment Grom sees one of them stand up, he's gonna go, Flynn? Flynn!
What?
We got
What's up?
incoming!
Oh.
Everybody, we're being surrounded. Grab your tools and weapons.
Excellent. Please roll for initiative.
What the fuck are those things?
Anybody that can't fight, get back inside the wagon.
Oh, God, there we go.
Oh, that's not me.
Okay.
Got 19.
14.
I got a 15.
Okay, give me just a second here. Okay, and let me check one thing in my notes. Okay. So Zell, what was yours?
23.
23. God damn. Drax?
14.
14. Flynn?
15.
Hetty?
9.
Oh no. Grom?
Yeah.
19.
All right, and let me pull a couple other guys here. Thank you for your patience with this. All right. This guy got... Oh, damn, okay. Let me put this in descending order. Alright. So, Zell, as they're surrounded, you hear the shouts of Grom. And then there's a loud commotion of the people. It's a moment of chaos and confusion. A couple of arrows kind of rain down, but it doesn't hit anybody. There's an ambush, and you can't be sure how many there are. However, coming out of the thick underbrush, you can see at least 4 of these creatures. 2 of them standing a bit shorter, hunched over and snarling. They're kind of holding spears in their hands, and the others a bit kind of taller, and they're back, and they've got bows drawn. Around you, you can see several people. There are some armed people, and one of the folks from earlier, the one in the kind of plate mail, looks like he's kind of also taking his weapon and going about as well. So, you've got at least 4 foes behind you. What are you going to do? This is your first turn, so remember, you can move, action, and bonus action.
Okay. I will stay where I am since there's no one in line of sight between myself and them. I'll take aim at one of the archers.
Okay. So that would be one of these back ones.
Yep.
If you could click and hold to indicate to me which one you're attacking. Perfect. All right, go ahead and please roll to attack with your bow.
Okay. Sorry, I rolled a hit DC one, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. It's a 23.
That hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
8.
8. Oh no. Damn it. Oh, are you kidding me right now? God damn it. Sorry, one second. I accidentally drug it off the map and it just disappeared. Alright. So you deal 8 damage. So you take quick aim and you loose an arrow. It kind of catches it in the side. This blood starting to run down as you pierce through its hide in the armor, and it gives a low growl and kind of says something, and the others kind of snap over, and they're all looking now at you. You can move and bonus action if you have anything available.
I have no bonus action. I'll take 1 step backwards to end my turn.
Solid. Okay. Grom, it is your turn. One of your allies just loosed an arrow. It seems like they've got their attention. However, the gnolls could act at any time, and there could be others. What are you going to do?
I think first Rom is going to shout back to the group, just, anyone not able to fight, get on the caravans. And then he's going to take his sword and immediately swing on the gnoll that's in front of him here.
Oh, there's one there for you?
Yeah, I have one right here.
Try hitting refresh real quick. It sounds like something must have moved and it didn't update for you.
I think I need to do that too, because I saw a weird.
Roll 20 be roll 20 tonight.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they're all in the corners.
In that case, I'm not really sure of anyone else's fighting capability, so I think what I'll actually go and do is I've spent a little time with Drax, so I know he is at least some kind of caster.
Right.
So instead, I will move. Oop, come on. I'll move in front of him and just hold my shield up at the ready.
Excellent. So that'll be the dodge action for you.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Please keep that in mind as you attacks will get disadvantage against you.
Great.
All right. Drax, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to flavor this as though you have partial cover right now.
Fair enough. I actually, how tall is Grom for flavors purposes?
I'm like a
About 6
couple
feet, I
inches
think.
taller than you.
He's like what? 5 what?
5'11".
Oh
So
yeah, we're about same height, if
midge
not
taller.
taller than me. Yeah.
All right. So you draw your weapon and you take a defensive stance, looking about carefully with those honed eyes from your time on the road, but the enemies are numerous. This one is going to move forward this way, and we're going to see. This one wants blood.
Is that that's a fighter, not an archer? Gotcha. The archers are here.
No, the archer is the one he's moving him.
Oh, that is the archer.
Yep.
Whoops. Okay. fair
I'm
enough.
also going to refresh. Oh no! When I refreshed Roll20, it also closed everything because fuck my life, right? Sorry, it is
Oh, no.
it is in rare form glitching out tonight. I swear it is usually not this bad. My apologies. Give me just a second here, and we're just going to open all this stuff up again.
Freaking giants. Why people gotta be taller than 5 feet? I don't know. It's just how it be.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Okay. So this guy is going to take a shot at Zell. That is a 21 to hit. Oh, nuts. And you take 7 points of piercing damage.
That was me.
No, that is at Zell because she shot it.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
All right. Next up is Flynn. It is your turn. Drax, you're on deck next. These things are surrounding you, and it looks like as it shot out, the arrow kind of catches Zell, and it doesn't quite, thankfully, pierce through her armor, but she kind of steps back a little bit and is able to lodge it out. It looks like it pierced the skin a bit, but it thankfully didn't pierce all the way through. But it was a pretty nasty hit. Zell, how's your HP looking? Without saying a number.
I am definitely not looking great.
So as you
but
pull it out,
I'm
however,
still-
you do start seeing a bit of red coming out in the cloak as you've taken a significant hit. What's it going to be, Flynn? It is your turn.
Oh God, Cell, are you okay?
somehow. Yes, I can still fight.
All right. Probably try to stay back a little bit more. Take cover behind either the wagon or some of the trees.
A good idea.
And that I am going to... Nope, wrong thing. There.
I was like, you're gonna
25
fireball?
feet. I'm gonna charge 25 feet up to him,
Hell yeah.
and I'm going in with a Warhammer strike.
All right, roll it.
Okay, I got a 16.
A 16 succeeds. Please roll for damage.
Okay. And that is 11 damage.
Hot diggity dog. 11, all right. It is now bloodied. What that means... So, in D&D, I don't use terms where I'm like, oh, it's got 5 HP left or whatever. The hint that you're going to get is I will state that it's bloodied, and that means it is half HP or lower. And then you just kind of use context clues. So, As you run forward, you bust out that warhammer, and with a thundering crack, hit it across the face. Blood spills out from its mouth, and it, weakly, barely able to hold on to its longbow, just blood oozing from this big old dent in its face. It is barely able to stand. Is there a bonus action you'd like to take?
No, that's going to be the end of Flynn's turn.
Drax, it is your turn.
Gotcha. He's gonna sort of clap Grom on the shoulder and go, no, I appreciate it, but maybe you ought to go guard Zell, because they seem to be targeting her, because she shot one damn fine arrow. Speaking of which one shot at Zell?
The bloody one
that
right
I'm
in front of...
The one that you just smacked in the face. Well,
Yep. Come on and slam!
do I take out the one? That's
Choices.
an archer. That's an archer, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Drax is gonna take out a small kind of curved-looking wand, which has like a bent where the handle should be as it goes down and then out. And there's a small little empty slot at the little crook place, which he takes out a small little red crystal and he slots it in, and he's going to firebolt this terrible, terrifying person right here.
Excellent. Please roll
the bad
your spell
wolf.
attack.
That is 18.
18 succeeds. Please roll for damage.
Awesome. Full damage. 10 fire damage.
Hot diggity dog.
Nice.
It is also bloodied, and this thing is barely hanging on. As the flame just completely engulfs it, it lets out this... Can I help you? You're a menace, Kathleen. Just lets out this terrible, angry roar, and you can just smell the putrid scent of burned hair and flesh at it as it's clawing and trying to put the fire out as it just spreads across it. It now stands there,
right?
clutching its spear angrily, but it is not long for this world. So Anselm, the fighter from earlier, he shouts to some of the other armed folks and says, "We have to get these people out of here. Protect them, get them in the caravan, guard them with your lives." And he's going to charge forward. And he's going to do 6 backflips and cast a level 9 spell. Also, he's going to wield the Sword of the Godfucker.
Because his name is Hans, like Nick in real life. This is a self-insert DMPC, right?
Also, you notice that he's got rippling muscles, a giant beer gut, and the worst teeth you've ever seen in your life. No, he charges forward, and he's going to go ahead and just try to give somebody cover, and he's going to hold his shield aloft, and in the other hand, pull out that sort of long spear that he had. All right, and the guards are all just going to kind of work in tandem to try loading the people up into the wagon, and that's how they're going to spend their turn. Why did it duplicate your turn? This guy's going to come down. This one is going to take a swing.
Uh-oh.
And catches our friend for 7 damage. Wow. At least he's tanking one for you.
Is Handsome dead?
No, he is not.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, no.
Alright, and then this guy is going to come down, and he's going to get on the other side of Flynn here to try to give its buddy a chance to get away. 12, I do not believe succeeds, so it kind of
flanking,
it
right.
goes behind you, and it thrusts forward with the spear, angry with both hands. This fury and desperation. And you just kind of like look back, barely catch it, and just tilt your head as the spear just harmlessly goes by. With that, Hetty, it is your turn.
All right. I am going to go help Flynn out. Move right here and get this guy right in front of me here. I believe I have 2 attacks, one with my axe and one with my hammer.
Make sure to roll them both with advantage because you're flanking currently.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right, please roll that first attack for me.
Okay. Actions. Okay. So, just a reminder, I click on the hand axe to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 total with the hand axe.
Now you get to roll twice and take the higher roll because you're
Right,
flanking
yeah.
behind it. Oh, that was the highest?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yay. Okay, 19 total.
Okay, now roll that damage.
Much better. Okay.
So for the other one, you can right-click on the to-hit button, and it'll bring up a little thing where you can
Okay.
choose to roll it
If
with
you
advantage.
if you
or
right click on
disadvantage.
the plus whatever it is to your hand axe or your hammer,
Okay.
it'll allow you to say advantage or not.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that for the next one. So 5 damage for the hand axe.
There's only
And I
one
have the
problem.
Yeah.
That light hammer attack is not going to be needed. Our first
Oh.
victorious strike of the campaign.
Hey!
Please tell me how you strike this foe down.
As he's trying to like come up behind Flynn to flank him, I come up behind him and I just come down with the axe right on, like, between the ears and take him down.
And with a crushing just pop, you wrench the weapon out and it just falls down into a heap before you. So you can, how much movement have you? I think 15 feet? Or is it 10 feet?
I think so. Hang
How
on.
much,
Let me look.
right? 15 feet.
Yeah.
You can use the rest of your movement if you'd like. And you do have an offhand attack.
Yeah.
Gonna move.
I do. I'm going to go forward. Wait, hang on. Let me measure that real quick. Okay, sweet. 10 feet. I'll get right here and I will attack this guy that is also bloodied with my hammer.
Excellent. Please roll the offhand hammer attack.
Okay. And that is not with advantage, correct?
Correct, yes. This will be a normal attack.
Okay. I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
That one.
Well, you do have points of inspiration if you want to re-roll that.
I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so remind me how it's not a die inspiration, it's just the
You get to
point of
roll.
inspiration.
roll
Yep, you
again.
get to completely roll it again.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do that. Man. All right, 9 total.
Oh, 9 total? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. Actually, I mean, these guys don't exactly have a whole lot. Unfortunately, that this time you come forward and you swing at it, and it's kind of barely conscious. And as you swing, it kind of like rocks back just a bit, going just out of distance. You come up just short of it. I think that's action, bonus action, and movement. So that's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
The guards were doing that. That brings us back to the top of the round. Well, wait just a second. Excellent. As you hear a bunch of crunching of foliage and leaves kind of shifting, 2 more of these guys come out from either side. And 1 more of these guys down here.
Oh, fun.
No, they're trying to surround us. We have to fall back.
Woo, mama! That's a good one. Hey, you're doing great for me today. There we go, buddy. All right, Zell, you immediately notice as they jump out from behind all of the bushes and trees, and there's more of them now. However, you guys have been holding your own so far, and while you've taken a nasty hit, everybody's still here, and there are once the guards will be able to also help. Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. More of the townsfolk are going to load up. I forgot to adjust that. And actually, yeah. So the good news is, this guy would have gone before that guy got there. The good news is all of the civvies are in one carriage. The bad news is it's the one with the stuck wheel, and they're all in one carriage.
Oh. Why
They
y'all
just-
gather inside of the one carriage with the broken wheel?
Well, they're civvies. They just run to the first place they can because they're panicked. All right, Zell. What are you guys going to do?
I will take a step forward behind Zistrax,
Yes.
and then I'll take my longbow and take a shot at this guy.
Okay. Please go ahead and roll that attack.
The 20,
That succeeds. Roll for damage.
Nice.
5 damage.
5, all right. You take careful aim, and you shoot the arrow. It whizzes over and catches it in the shoulder, and it rips the arrow out and throws it to the ground. A little bit of blood spurts out. It takes its bow and starts aiming at you. You can still move and do a bonus action if you have one applicable.
Looking for a spot where I can take cover, but I don't want to get surrounded by these other gnolls either.
How much movement do you have left? 20?
Correct. 20.
Ooh, that's going to be pretty tough because, yeah, you're kind of in the middle there. I was going to say, if you had at least 25, well... 1, 2, 3... Yeah. I was like, if you had at least 25, you could try to, like, dive under a cart. But as it is now, you could, like, reach the edge of one, but that'd be about it.
3, 4. Could I move behind this other guard?
1, 2, 3... Yeah, absolutely, you could.
Okay. I'll move there and I'll end my turn.
All right. This guy is going to... I'm going to be fair about this and decide who he targets through the roll of a die. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it's going to take a shot at Drax.
I'm very lucky.
You are very lucky as you just finished casting your spell, and as you kind of like, as you fire the spell, like your arm kind of goes back, and that puts your body back just enough that the arrow whizzes harmlessly in front of your face.
Ooh.
It mutters something to the others, and they all kind of like look, and they kind of looking around at all of you. Grom, it is your turn. What are you going to do? You are muted, my friend.
Alright, Grom's gonna look over his shoulder at the guy who has this one at the moment, and that one coming in. Saw that this guy got hurt, so he's gonna go ahead and charge over here,
Excellent.
and he's just gonna step up and take his sword and just swing.
Excellent. Please roll. Is 9 your final answer? Remember, you've got inspiration, d10s, and I think a d12.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn up my normal inspiration and roll one more time.
Excellent. Please roll.
13.
13. Just succeeds. Please roll for damage. Are you wielding... So you're wielding it one-handed?
Yeah, because
Okay.
the other one is holding the shield.
Beautiful. It is bloodied. You come through and just with one well-placed blow, kind of cleave it sort of across the upper chest. Kurdistan, it says. And the other one kind of like goes over as though ready to help it. But that is movement and action. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that'll be it.
This guy is going to flank this guy. And he is just having a real bad day right now. This one up. This one is going to attack back at Grom. Oh, sorry, that is not with advantage, but it is still a 21. I'm going to roll that manually because it is going to...
Roll it as crit damage.
Yeah, it will. You take 5 points of piercing damage. Just, it kind of like steps back and jabs you, grazing by your side, and you can feel the sharp pain of it. But you've still got a fair bit of fight in you. That brings us to Flynn. It is your turn.
Okay. I actually thought the guy in front of me was higher in the initiative order than me.
Roll20 is also being really weird, and like some things are like initiative for something that doesn't exist, so it could be...
Okay, that's fair. Alright.
I'm just going to put him at the end because whatever. I can do whatever I want.
So I'll go ahead and I will swing at the archer in front of me.
Alright, please roll to attack.
I'm going to burn one of my inspos because I got a 12.
Oh no.
Ah, much better. That's a dirty 20.
Excellent, please.
Nice.
Please go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. And that'll be 8 damage.
Tell us what happens.
Nice.
So, Flynn comes around and just comes at his feet and takes out his feet as he swings back up around and just drives his hammer down into like the center of his body as he's on the ground to finish him off.
And there's just a heavy crunch as it breathes out one final gasp.
Okay, and after that, I am going to no. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot. Where do I want to move? I guess I'm gonna move down here, next to Drax, so I can get a little closer to staying in a place where I can move to protect people, because now they're coming from all sides rather than just one direction like they were before.
Will he get flanking for that, Nick, because he's next to me and he's diagonal to this guy, or no?
Nope.
Gotcha. Has
Alright,
to be
and-
direct.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that horse is flanking. No, I'm kidding.
The
Horse
horse,
just
the
neighs and
horse
kicks.
pulls out a sword.
Quick, Cell, talk to the horse. Tell it to kick the gnome.
All right, and that's
Things
your
are
turn.
getting dicey. I didn't expect them to come out of the woods at us, too, or from the other directions, too. Gotta pull back, and then that'll be the end of Flynn's turn.
Anselm kind of steps over, kind of sidestepping a little bit, brandishing his weapon. He says, oh, we can't let them get to the cart, though. We have to protect the people in there.
Agreed.
And he is going to... All right, excellent. He attacks this one for... No, just kind of whirls around and attacks. And then he's going to do one more.
Oh, shit, Nick, I just realized. Are there actually still people in this one?
Yeah.
In this wagon?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Isn't that the one we
Oh.
came out of?
There... But there's a couple
There's
people in
still
there.
people. There were people in there with us because
Okay.
it wasn't just us. I
Gotcha.
don't think. Yeah.
Damn.
Gotcha.
He does
Wasn't
kind of
thinking
a
about that.
strike against its back, and it whirls around angrily, about to drive its spear at him, and then he just pulls the sword out of its throat, taking one out. And he says, was there anybody in the other cart? We have to make sure that we're keeping everybody protected. We don't know how many of these things there are. Drax, it is
I'm
your
not
turn.
sure. I thought they were all in the other cart by now. As he points to the one behind him.
Also, unfortunately, there is another valid thing that the Gnolls could do.
What? Burn the cart or kill the people in the cart up there?
They could go for the horses.
Oh, that's evil, but totally a valid strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, this is hard. Oh, I can't.
And that realization settles in on you that you guys are fighting well and you're holding them off, but if they reach the carts, those people in there, they won't last long. And if they take out the horses, you have no means of getting away.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know something. Is that a bonus action? It is. It is a bonus action. Okay. Nick, we never fully talked about it. Remember the racial trait thing that we talked about in terms of the Hobbs? Did we agree that we were going to go with the newer version of it because it had more flavor or whatever and it fitted more with their origins, or no?
Remind me which thing this was again. Message me real quick.
No worries. That's the quotations. It's not. It's the replacement of pack tactics, but instead of pack tactics, they made it like a thing you can do as as using the help action, you can give like somebody like an extra little bonus. Here, this. As Drax is probably going to run forward, and as he was running forward towards the cart in the back, he was probably going to tap Grom and try to use one of those.
Solid. Approved.
Okay, fantastic. So, Drax is going to look for a second at Grom, and then he's going to look at the cart up here, and then at the knoll, which is disturbingly close and farther away from most others. And he's going to start running. And as he passes by Grom, because he gets to use it as a bonus action, he's going to reach out and he's going to clap Grom on the back and he's going to say, "That was one hell of a swing, Grom. All right, now you stay up, okay? Don't fucking die here." And Grom, you're going to get 1d6 plus 2 temporary HP. Which, do I roll it, Nick, or does
Let's have you roll it since you used the move.
You got it. Not the best, but it's 4.
That's 4 temporary HP. That's real good. As a note, since this is the first time coming up in this game, temporary hit points stay with you until your next long rest, or I think 8 hours, give or take. And basically, you just deplete those before your HP count. It doesn't heal you. It's not actual HP, but it's like a buffer before your HP goes down any further.
Oh, I get the same one as well from him. The same one that I give him, I get as well. Oh, that's fucking cool.
Excellent.
Got it. All right.
The guards.
Well, it's not much.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry about that. And that was just your bonus action. So then, any movement or action you would like to take?
I'm going to move further. I think the closest I can get is here. That's the rest of my movement. Can I see him?
Let me see.
Over the corner of the cart or not?
Let me see here. I'm gonna say no.
I get you. In that case... Oh, wait, I'm such an idiot. Is it chest, Nick? Can I choose not to make him move there, or I can just stay there and do the rest of my turn? But if
You can go back
oh no,
5.
it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. If I was here, I wouldn't have been able to see him either, would I?
Yeah.
Because the car was in the way. Fair enough. All right, Nick, I'm going to ask you to do something a little weird. I want to blind chuck a flask of oil at this knoll and hope to hit him.
Please make a ranged attack roll at disadvantage.
You got it. That's just dexterity, isn't it? Unless, am I proficient in oil flask chucking from the... I don't know. That's up to you. Was that training that... I mean, well, probably actually because they used, like, black powder bundles and shit like that.
I'm gonna say that can be something we explore, but at level 1, probably not.
Probably not, yeah. He hasn't learned enough. One day I'll be...
You understand
good
the
at flask
basics of
chucking.
it, but you haven't refined it yet.
I need a slingshot or a catapult or something. Need to build that later. All right. It's not going to be good, but... Oh, yeah, that's... No. No, that's a 9. Does it land near him?
Lob it, and you hear kind of a break, and you simply have no idea.
Cool.
But remember that if you believe hard enough, anything is possible.
It's not about the chucks you do take. It's about the ones you don't that'll come back to haunt you.
So these guards, I'm going to give them advantage because they're going to cooperate in trying to dislodge this thing from where it's stuck in the rut.
Thank
Remember,
you,
Marlon,
Devin.
the unnamed arrow never misses. Did you aim that? Because if you did, that's why you missed.
Wait, what? So confused right now.
And you
Just
see
broke
that they're kind of pushing it. And you can see that it's starting to rock a little bit more, but they don't quite have it out yet. This guy is going to come around here. And they're going to take a shot at Flynn. And just as they kind of come out, they trip a little bit in the bushes, and they completely overshoot the arrow. This knoll. I'm going to be fair and unbalanced right here. 1 to 2 on this die. It's going to go for that, for your buddy, Anselm. 3 to 4, it's going for the horse. 5 to 6, it's going for Flynn. That is a 1 on the die.
Okay. Thank God. Sorry, Ansem. Probably.
And as it jabs forward, it kind of just catches his armor, but glances right off. This guy is going to assist. And together... Oh, this guy also got in there too. They move it just enough. Poof, poof, poof. It comes right out of the rut. They're shouting out, "We've got it moving!" And so at that, he looks over and says, "Good. Friends, can you help us drive this one off? We need to get these people out of here." At that, Hetty, it is your turn. Zell, you're coming up next, top of the road.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. We got... Okay. So I can't see this guy. Oop. Okay, so I can't see the guy on the other side of the cart.
Nope, unfortunately.
Okay. Then I am going to move. I think this is going to be my best move for now. I'm going to flank the guy that is already hurt. We're going to
Beautiful.
reduce their numbers as much as we can. Okay, so we'll do hand axe first.
All right. Roll that to
And
hit.
then I get advantage. Okay. Are you fucking kidding me? I rolled 2 1s.
Would you like to
Oh.
use one of your inspiration?
Yes,
Can
I
you?
would. That was insulting.
I allow people for it.
Oh, wait, right, because it was advantage on flanking, not... Oh, wow, that's...
That's woof right there.
Yeah, that was rough.
Is that like
okay,
you do
so
this and
8
they hit each other?
You just start clapping with your weapons.
No!
Like the monkey with the symbols.
All right, so 18 with the hand axe.
Much better.
I used up another one of my inspirations.
Okay, please note that down.
Yes.
Please roll for damage.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Five total.
Just enough to get the job done. Tell us what happens.
Oh, hell yeah. All right,
Nice, Eddie.
so she runs past. As she's running past, she's gonna swing with her right hand at the guy, catching him just like right here, and then hopefully she'll be able to come down with the hammer on this other guy right in front of her.
All right, please roll. This will be a regular roll, however, no advantage on this one.
Yeah. All right, 12 total.
12. Unfortunately, they
I missed.
kind of batted away, and you just like they've kind of got like their armor, and they just kind of they catch your arm a bit, and you don't get enough momentum to get past the hide armor that they have.
Mhm.
All right, is there any other movement that you would like to take, or are you good there?
No, I don't. Hang on. I don't think I really have anything else I can do.
That was definitely action and bonus
Actually-
action.
Yeah, so I'm good.
All right. Zell, it is your turn. You've taken a big hit, but it looks like you guys are turning this fight around. What are you going to do?
I'll kneel behind this log that's in front of me, and I'll take a shot at this knoll. Oh, why isn't it doing the circle?
Are you on select? There you go. Perfect.
There it
All right.
goes.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oof, 15.
Succeeds. Roll for damage.
10 damage.
Tell me what happens.
Nice.
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 As the knoll is approaching the horse or Flynn or this guard, Zell takes careful aim, and the arrow enters its ear and just kind of pierces through its head, and the knoll drops there.
And it just drops immediately, right almost even mid-step. As you do that, one of the other ones back there, it looks and it growls and starts aiming its bow at you. But that is your turn. This one right here is going to, as it is kind of just caught here, it's going to just drop its longbow and pull out a spear and try to, nah, man, it's going to go for the spear. And as it grabs its spear, it drives the spear at you, Hetty, and you bring down that hammer on it and crack! Break the spear right at the haft, and the tip of it goes flying off into the tree, and it kind of growls a little bit.
Oh, shit. All right.
And with that, Grom, it is your turn.
Sweet. Grom's going to move over here and take another just good hard swing at this knoll.
All right, please roll to attack.
Dirty 20.
Please roll for damage.
So 5 at one-handed.
Excellent. All right, and that
I
is your
don't know.
attack.
Yeah, I don't know if we covered this during the little demo we did,
Mm-hmm.
but the longsword is 3 pounds. So is that kind of light? Would we say?
It's not a light weapon, no. The weapon specifically has to say light.
Okay.
That's going to be like short swords, hand axes, light maces, stuff like that.
Okay. Darn. Yeah, that'll be my move then.
All right. Oh my goodness, Campfire Swords, thank you so much for the raid.
Devin, did you want a dual wield? Is that why?
Oh no, I was gonna just throttle him with my shield again.
Fuck yeah, I love it. Okay. And with that, that brings us over to Flynn. It is your turn. It's looking like, at least for the immediate danger, the enemy is almost routed.
Lynn's gonna move 15 feet and hop over this log next to Zell. As he kind of does a little vault over the side. And, hey Zell, how you looking? You still up?
I think I'll survive, but I took a pretty good hit.
Yeah, doesn't look too good. But that's okay. I think we've just about got him. We just got to drive him back a little bit more. And with that, I am going to fire my light crossbow at this one right here.
Let me just check something real quick here.
Okay.
I think you should be good to go with that. Oh, hell yeah. Excellent. Please go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 22 to hit.
Ah, I'm afraid that misses.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. Roll for damage.
He's up in a tree. You can't
I
see.
didn't know he was armored like a turtle.
It was a disguise the whole time.
Ooh. Not that much, just a little nick. I did 3 damage to it.
So you kind of kneel down there next to Zell. You take aim, bracing yourself up on the kind of fallen log, and you shoot the bolt, and it just graces along the cheek of the knoll, and it speaks in a guttural tongue. But it looks around, those eyes widening with the realization that there are not many of it left. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
No, that's going to be my turn.
That Anselm runs forward and he's shouting, "It looks like it's going to try to retreat. We can't let it out of here."
Safety of the people is more important than cutting down a few knolls. We need to get these wagons moving.
He says, "You all worry about that. I'll handle this one. If it brings reinforcements, I don't know how long we could hold out." With that, Drax, it is once again your turn.
Okay. Grom and Hetty almost definitely have this one under control, probably. But I'm worried, because...
I don't know. It hasn't heard any bell.
Anyway, I think... I actually should have done this beforehand, Nick, but I did not think of it. If Drax drops prone, can he see underneath the wagon to hit the gnole? To hit it in the foot? Is there enough space underneath the wagon? Can I see the foot of the knoll?
Fuck yeah, the Baron abides. You can do that.
Fantastic. Alright, so Drax is gonna drop down, hold the wand like, more like one would hold a gun or a musket. And he's going to attempt to firebolt the leg, or possibly the crotch, if he can see that far. Whichever one is closest.
Alright. Well, let's go ahead and roll and see how this goes for you.
Can I use a D6 inspiration for this?
Absolutely, you may.
Yay. Thank you, Devin. In real life and in the game, Grom, best of friends. Okay, with inspiration, that's a 14.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Roll for damage.
Yes! Fantastic! Please be another 10. I'll take it. 6 fire damage.
Tell us what happens.
Drax drops, looks, using a tiny little metal divot at the end of the one to try and sight in. He wants to hit the gnoll square in the leg so it can't run away and warn more, or rather gain more reinforcements. So he wants to just kind of blast a small little gout of flame right at his leg so it explodes a little bit and catches the other one. He wants to flambeagle his leg.
Well,
And-
you flambeagle the rest of the desperate form that was clinging to life, and it just sits and burns as no longer having the strength to carry on. It just collapses and just lets out a guttural growl as the flames just continue to burn and consume it.
All right.
Anything else you'd like to do?
Is it to stand up from prone? Is that half your
Half
movement?
move, yes.
Half move. Okay, stand up. That's half movement, and I guess I'll move 15 feet here.
Cool.
Stand up on the rock.
Excellent. With that, the guards are going to just kind of get up here and just start trying to get this thing going. I say, oh, we'll move on ahead. We'll keep the people in here safe. Yes, we will. We'll meet up with you just a little further down the road. This one, looking around, says, he turns to Zell and to Flynn and says, should I? The other one. I don't know what to do. And there's a
Get
look
moving. We'll take care of the rest.
Are you sure? Right. And with a shaky hand, just kind of clutches his spear and starts. And gets up on here and. It's going to be pretty much this whole action to just kind of get this thing starting to move. Brings us over to Hetty. There is one more immediate null in your vicinity, and it looks like they are getting the caravan moving again.
Sweet.
The battle is almost won.
Okay.
What will you do?
I am going to attack this one, and hopefully... So we'll start with the attacks. Hand axe first. Let's make 6 total for the hit.
Oh, that will not hit, unfortunately.
Yeah. And light hammer. 17 to hit.
That succeeds. Please roll for damage.
All right. 4 damage total.
All right. It is bloodied and...
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to the driver's seat of the cart.
do you know that if you do that, it will get a free attack against you?
One attack of opportunity. It can only hit you once as you run away.
Yep.
As you're engaged with it.
Gotcha. Okay.
But hey,
Thank
what's
you.
one attack,
Can
right?
I back up?
Because you use your
Right,
action to
right.
attack now, unfortunately.
Okay. Gotcha. I think it's important to... I'm just going to go to the driver's seat. It's important to get us out of here, and especially since I got to start driving carefully around that rut, so I don't want to get stuck.
All right. On your way out, it, angry as you turn your back, it lunges, sinks its teeth into your shoulder, ripping a little bit. You feel it cutting through your armor, but you are able to kind of pull it back as you take 5 piercing damage from it.
Ouch. Okay.
All right. And the guard kind of throws the reins back to you, and that was your action to attack and movement, so at the very least now you're driving it. That brings us back to the top of the round. Zell, it is your turn. There appears to only be one left, and it's not looking good.
As I have a clear shot to the knoll in front of Grom, I'll take a shot with my longbow.
All right, excellent. Please roll to attack.
Rolled a 23.
Oh, please roll for damage.
Rangers are useless. Rangers are dumb. I hear one more person say this absolute blasphemy. I will refer you to Zell.
Rangers are great.
Who says that?
A lot of
Everyone.
people.
Everyone has a fucking meme. Nobody likes Rangers because I love them for the flavor. That's why you
Rangers
like
them.
them.
literally
Great.
do like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So, tell us what happens, Zell.
Taking a bit to aim and care not to hit Grom, Zell aims for kind of the outer portion of his torso, but still to vital organs, and the arrow just hits the left lung and the knoll crumbles there.
Excellent. And with that, the immediate battle is concluded. This is where, because I know it's very late for ribbons. So I'm going to try to push things along here for a moment. And I'll probably draw us to more of an immediate close here. As they're all finally dispatched, the carriages, you can hear the carts, the wheels starting to squeak as they come forward, the kind of lurching of the cart, the confused screams of the people, the horses whinnying as they're kind of starting to move forward, towing them, and some shouts. He says, okay, it looks like we've handled them. We have to get out of here. But that's the moment where you hear more screams echoing in the forest. Desperate pleads for help. More gnolls coming. Confused, terrified cries, growing louder and louder. Except you notice something. It's coming from two directions. The caravan in front of you, and the caravan behind you. And Anselm stops, and he looks and he says, They are attacking the front and the rear. Damn. I can go and I can help one, but I can't be in two places at once. And so the thought lingers. There's only enough of you. You're going to have to go to the front or the back. Or do you try to escape? The situation is a tense one, but one that we will resolve when our story continues next session. All right, congratulations, you guys. You've survived your first session with me.
Do we level up? No, I'm
That
just
was-
kidding.
What I am going to say,
Are you doing milestone for this game or XP based?
I'm going to go XP just because it's fun. And it gives more of an authentic experience for our new players. So what I would like to do is, as is a tradition of mine at the table, if you could each choose one person, say who it is and what you liked about what they did. Maybe it was a fun roleplay moment. Maybe it was something badass they did or a funny moment. Or maybe it was just something cool in combat that they did. If you could choose that person, say who they are, and award them 50 experience. If everybody could do that real quick. And to our audience, thank you again for hanging out tonight. And that's Raid from Campfire Stories. Thank you again for coming and hanging out and sharing your community with us. We appreciate you being here. I'm going to start a poll so that the people in the chat can also weigh in. Please vote for who you would like to get 50 bonus EXP.
Nice. Come here.
Oh, this is tough. I want to give everybody. Everybody did cool stuff.
It's hard. You have to choose just one.
None of us want to go first and be the. You know what? Fuck it. I choose Zell because that was a really cool final kill, and I really enjoyed the fact that despite you got stuck with an arrow, you kept dishing arrow back instead of running away, and that's pro cool. So I'm gonna lock that in, so I don't regret the decision later.
Excellent. So Zell, please add 50 experience to your character. All right.
You know what? I'm also gonna give it to Zell. I came at her with a lot of like, hey, I got a really weird, shady backstory, and I can't tell you it yet.
Want to know about my trauma?
And she just kind of rolled with it. Also, she did really well in her first real combat.
If we pour it enough into one person, we'll level them up.
All right.
I will say Hetty, because it was all every interaction with her was just fun, especially being a grizzled old man with a daughter of his own. Like, this is very much this is pleasant.
That was a good RP interaction. Oh, RP wise, I should have given it to Grom. Rare.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I really enjoyed role playing with Grom. I really liked the camp, the flavor it brought to camp.
Well, at least someone liked the flavor. Mel
We
was
like the
great.
flavor of your roleplay, not your mystery stew.
50 bonus EXP from the crowd to Zell.
Oh, thanks. I also would give it to Grom. I just really enjoyed the antics about the soldier stew. I'm going to be thinking about this for a long time.
I am so sorry.
All right, so I believe that was everybody.
Okay,
I am going
leave her
to
alone.
award you
Stop being a
guys.
monster.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm just flat out going to give everybody 300 EXP tonight.
Yeah.
You're all going to hit level 2.
Awesome. We will die slightly slower.
But great session, you guys. I'm glad that you're here and that you're enjoying it. And let's go ahead and say goodnight. We'll raid out to, let me see, I'll roll the Die of Destiny here. You know what? Because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want, I'm going to put... We'll either raid out to Bidoof or Dork Tales. Let's see, 1 to 3 Bidoof, 4 to 6 Dork Tales. That is a 3 on the die, so we're going to raid out to Bidoof because I can do literally whatever I want. We're going to play our credits. We're going to credit the royalty-free music that we played, the artwork on here, and then, you know, we'll raid out and call it a night there. But I do want to say thank you to my wonderful players for giving us a great session. Thank you to the audience for joining us. We will be back in 2 weeks, starting 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you liked watching these guys in action, please drop a follow. We will be doing this pretty regularly. And also, hey, you're catching a campaign from Session 1. You can't beat that. For those who were not unable to stay and are interested in listening in, having something to either watch or just to vibe to while you're doing some chores, because, hey, I get it. I will actually be committing to downloading the VOD and uploading it to my YouTube so that this will be immortalized and we can actually enjoy it.
Notes.
All right. Thank you guys very much for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. Let's go ahead and say goodnight, everybody, and then we will play the credits and call it.
Night,
Night, guys.
Night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.